blowout soon, fellow stalker.
Ooh. Bug report soon, fellow stalker.
There are going to be some bug reports. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talking Simulator. I'm super proud of you.
Nice smog.
Thank you. This is my airsoft outfit. This is a Gorka Partisan. It's reversible for autumn time. And I've got my...
I love your patches, by the way.
My honest to goodness, like, official stalker patch, because this should contextualize how much of a nerd I am. I also have my Doge operator, which is like, hang on a sec. Such a dork. Old memes! Okay, so, why this game, huh?
Yeah, why do we
game?
want to talk about S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Shadow of Chernobyl?
Which is the first of 3. So there's 3 games in this series, and the first one, I want to say broadly accepted as the best one.
Okay.
Because this game has quite a cult following to it, of which I'm a part of. Also, a brief reminder, because we've been away for a couple weeks, we will welcome subs all at the end. We decided that it was too disruptive in the middle of long threads of conversation to welcome each and every one. But thank you all for your subs going forward. So, so the reason I wanted to do this game is I love this game so much, and it's really bad.
Okay. I think that's like an incredibly valuable discussion.
Isn't that a weird thing to say? Like, I love S.T.A.L.K.E.R. so much, and it's bad. It is not, like, from a lot of objective metrics that you can measure it by, it is not a good game.
Okay.
But I love it, and lots of other people love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is that? You know, because it has this reputation of being, like, buggy, and it's ugly, and the story's crap, and the gunplay's not even very good. And it's just, like, there's a laundry list of stuff about this game that just sucks.
Okay, yeah.
But it's so good!
Okay. Like,
how is that possible, right?
Well, I mean, let's find out, right? Like, there's a lot of things that... Okay, one of my pet peeves are people who say that they ironically love something. Because what that really means is that I want to disavow how much I enjoy a thing that I am worried will make me sound like a loser.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's like, you know, you're unwilling to accept what's wrong with the game, which is just like, or the thing you like. It's like, no, you don't get to say that it, like, you don't get to cop out of, you know, liking something that has problems. This is where this phrase problematic comes from. Before it was completely squeezed of meaning through overuse. Yeah. It means, like, you know, this thing is
Graham forgot his glasses.
Oh well. You know, this thing is good and it has, like, a lot of cool stuff, but, like, there's problems, and you can't say there's not problems. You know, you can't just, like, say it's like, oh no, S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s perfect, and it's, you know, there's no actual problems. Yeah. And just deny that they exist. Yeah. They do.
Yeah. And as fans of things, or proponents of things, or even just participants in a world where things happen, we kind of have a lot of responsibility to talk about what makes things bad or good, and how that does or doesn't really impact what we think of them. Right? Like, my first degree is in English Lit. And let me tell you, there's some bad stuff that is in the English canon, right? There is some deeply problematic stuff that is in the English canon, and that doesn't discount it. Yeah. Right? What it means is that we have inherited a responsibility to, like, talk about things and be like, this part is bad, this part is really good and really interesting, and this part is gross.
It's nuance, right?
Yeah.
It's like a thing having a bad quality, or maybe several bad qualities, does not in some way taint the whole thing necessarily. Yeah, exactly. But neither does it, are those
good qualities.
Good qualities, and ones that can just be, like, dismissed out of hand. So, you know, you need to take the whole thing in and just talk about it honestly. And so I think that's what we're going to try and do about this. So, some backstory about this game and this world and everything about it. S.T.A.L.K.E.R. is based really loosely on a short story and the movie made based on the short story.
Well, it's actually novel length.
Oh, is it? I've actually not read it. It's called Roadside Picnic.
Yeah, R.K.E.R and Roadside Picnic by the Strugatsky brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roadside Picnic, which I've not read the book, which is stupid. But my understanding of it is that the basic conceit is like it's the future and the world is visited by aliens, and they leave like garbage in the way that humans would if they had a picnic by the side of the road and left their junk, and then we reverse engineer their leavings.
Yeah.
Which was kind of an interesting idea.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And there's a tiny element of that. And then of course there's the movie by
Tarkovsky.
Yeah, by Tarkovsky called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. And I believe the only things that this game has in common with it is throwing bolts and it being in Ukraine.
Yeah, like you're finding you use the bolts to map out magnetic anomalies, right?
Well,
in the game.
You say magnetic, it's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah.
But basically. So this game takes place in Ukraine, specifically in and around the exclusion zone around reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power station, which is an actual place and an actual disaster that really happened.
Yeah, well, one of your friends... her grandmother has a liquidator pin.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Chernobyl, it's possible that some people aren't. Chernobyl was a nuclear power plant, which was the overall design is what's referred to now as passive on, right? Where if it has a failure of power, it loses its ability to turn itself off. And most modern nuclear power plants, if they lose power, they
turn off.
Yeah, they turn off. And Chernobyl was the opposite, where it was actually being you would need power to turn it off.
That's messed up.
So it underwent a meltdown, and it irradiated a rather large part of Europe for several years, and is now still.
It's still So it's like it's April 26, 1986. Unscheduled. Unorthodox safety test.
Yeah.
Of all ironies. Every year I do a broadcast about this disaster. The reactor went runaway. It blew up, caught fire, and then people had to scramble to contain it. So you see this structure behind us is called the sarcophagus, which is it was an engineering marvel at the time because they had to build a fortified enclosure that was constructed like a jigsaw puzzle because people could not
get into it
for more than 30 seconds at a time because it was too radioactive. So they had to build this enclosure to seal it off and prevent the spread of radiation. And an update on where it's at right now, because it's been crumbling over the last 30 years, the new safe confinement...
Yeah, it just went up.
I think they're in the process of rolling it over right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they finally funded, after 30 years, a proper containment, which is this enormous shed.
Right.
That they're going to roll on... In fact, not even on rails, it's friction.
Really?
Yeah, on like Teflon or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to slide it over top and dismantle the whole thing and finally mothball it properly.
Wow. Yeah, because one of the reactors was still in operation.
The rest of them were in operation till 2000.
God.
Yeah, reactor 4 blew up. The rest of them had to keep running until it's a whole long story. It's very involved, very terrifying, scary industrial disaster stuff. But the point is that the game uses this area as a setting because it's a unique kind of area, because it was a modern Soviet bloc city, like the residence where the workforce took place was abandoned overnight.
Yeah, like there are still, if you go there, and people go into the exclusion zone.
Yeah.
And you can find meals still laid out on tables.
Yeah, people just went, fuck it. They left
Yeah.
in like a week or two, and never returned. And the whole area is like, it's still dangerous. You can go there, and it won't just like kill you.
Right.
But, it's still very much contaminated. There's all these like relics of the cleanup operation, like these graveyards of contaminated equipment and vehicles. So it aesthetically is a really interesting, unique setting. So based off of this real tragedy, and into that they put this game, which is set sort of mid 2000s, where a thing happens, I think, and
it remains unclear.
And then these things called artifacts start showing up, which are like valuable, weird gem things, and it starts this kind of gold rush into the area. And so you have all these like, ex-military types and treasure seekers and all these other people that just flood into the area to sort of seek their fame and fortune. And it's like this super duper hostile territory, and there's faction warfare and all this junk. So anyway, we'll get into it.
Yeah. I mean, can I just say how much I
What?
I thought that the previous menu was a graphical glitch.
You mean this one?
Yeah. But I like this.
It's
okay.
good.
Okay,
it's
now I
really
get it.
cute. So, I love this game so much. It's like, if I had to sum up the solitary reason why I like this game, aesthetic or atmosphere.
Right.
There's an opening cutscene that I always skip because I forget about it. This game was made in 2007, so bear that in mind. So, like, right off the bat, you get this sort of sense of hostility, sense of danger.
Also, like, misery.
Yeah, but it's just like, this is a horrible place to be. And seeking lightning, go! Meow! The soundtrack to this game is really good as well. There's just like a lot of really high-end drone. And it's also like takes this opportunity to showcase a lot of like weird, rare Soviet bloc weapons. Like he's got that's either the VSS Vintras or AS-Val. I think that's the Vintras.
Is it like an SMG? No, it's scoped.
It's a submachine. Well, I don't even know. I don't know what category of weapon that goes into. That rifle that he's got was basically the Spetsnaz was like, we want a suppressed gun of some sort that can defeat body armor.
Okay.
And so the designers were like, okay, it's going to shoot a really big bullet, super slow, and have a suppressor the size of the rifle.
This one seems to be alive. What a lucky guy. At least death would have saved him from the dreams. Let's go and
Who's
see
he
what
talking
bugs
to?
the
I don't
Russian
know.
bullet ahead.
Alley up. The helmet lamp. Oh, Sidrovich, you're so gross.
What have you got?
A body. It came from the death truck. It's got the mark.
Well, you know the drill. Leave him on
This
the...
is a live one.
Bullshit. You're lying.
Let the zone take me if I am.
Put it here.
I gotta make out with him. Do. He's all in one piece. Ooh. Kill the Strelok.
I think. For this one, I can give you.
Meh. Okay.
So, Marked One, I saved you, and I'm not going to pretend I did it to win favors upstairs. You do some jobs for me, and we're even. Besides, keeping you busy might be a good way to deal with your amnesia. And I'll see what I can find out about your problem. I don't give a shit why you want to find this S.T.A.L.K.E.R guy. I mind my own business. If you want to kill him, well, you must have your... What are you standing there for? Come closer. I don't bite. The choice is yours. Either I brainwash you like I usually do with all the rookies, or I treat you like a real stalker and I give you a mission straight away.
Because this is our first time, let's...
Okay. Oh, so
This
do the
is
tutorial?
your personal PDA.
Yeah.
This useful device will help you survive in the zone. And if you do die, others will know where and how. Just kidding. Here, let me remind you.
I don't think there's
how to
subtitles,
use
but I'll check.
Your tasks can be found in the first section of the... Most tasks have buttons, which allow you to access additional information on the task. Remember, each new task is automatically shown on your minimap. Moving on. The second section on the PDA is the map. Buttons above the map allow you to zoom in and out. You can also center the map on yourself, and I'm sure you'll work it out. It's not very complicated. The PDA also has a contact section. The contact section contains a list of stalkers within 50 meters of you. You can see a brief description, rank, group allegiance, and probable attitude towards you here. Remember that while you're neutral, the way other stalkers feel towards you depends on you alone. Note how someone's attitude towards you changes when you help them.
Sure it does.
Yeah.
Man, there's so
Be
many mechanics
careful
in this
if
game.
enemies are around. They're marked red on the visor. Friends are green and neutrals are yellow. Oh, and PDAs of dead stalkers are gray. Helps if you're into looting corpses. What else? Oh yeah, there's a diary too.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's...
Well,
oh, no, wait.
what is there to say about it? All the
It's got more
information you need is noted in your journal. And news, too. Even what I am telling you right now can be found in this section. Then there's a rating section. You can see the top 20 stalkers I know. I refresh this info from time to time to keep up the competitive spirit. Maybe you'll be at the top of this list someday. Who knows?
Rank 578.
Your own achievements are noted in the stats section.
I kind of like the last names.
Yeah,
Are
well,
basically like
Pretty
call
much
signs.
Yeah.
self-explanatory.
It's
And
pretty
then
good.
we have the encyclopedia. It contains information about the zone and survival advice which you find or are given by other stalkers. That's basically it, I think. Oh, one more thing. Your PDA model has a wide-frequency radio wave scanner with an inbuilt decoder.
Does it?
Its radius of operation is about 400 meters, so you can even enter sub-military comms. Mine has a working radius of 30 kilometers, so I can always get in touch with you. I'll give you the tasks and the latest news. Initially, I'll give you advice, too. So, is everything clear? Or should I repeat?
I'm just gonna see if there's subtitles. I don't think there are, but
Also, this is no mods, right?
yeah, it was very important for me to play this with. Okay, so no subtitles. This is also this is vanilla,
Yeah.
and we'll get to modding later on in the show.
But yeah,
'cause
for our
it's-
purposes of talking about why we like bad things, it's important to see what this game is like.
Like with no, there is one thing I will change once we get outside, but
Okay.
I'll show you what it is.
Got a
All right.
job for you, Marked One. I want you to find a stalker called Nimble. He was carrying some very important information. He disappeared somewhere near the bridge. Find him. Dead or alive, I don't care. I need the flash drive with the info. Visit Wolf from the local camp and ask him. He certainly knows where that guy can be.
Okay, we'll try.
All right.
So, our character wakes up with amnesia after surviving a death truck, whatever the
Okay.
hell that is. And there's this local guy who's, the sort of trader, jobber, what have you.
Yeah, your fixer.
Yeah, he's your fixer. And this is going to be your hub for a lot of missions in this area, although you end up going to a bunch of places elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the thing we need to fix once we go outside. Oh, did I fix it already? Actually, here. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the default head bob. Oh, it's not going to work. Hold on. That is the default head bob for this game.
Jesus.
It will make you motion sick in about 5 seconds. This is the only thing I have to change.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really bad. And luckily I found out how to do it through the console. So that's much more tolerable.
Yeah.
So that's just like a little gentle swaying. So, we exit from this bunker.
Yeah, it looks like a
of
bunker.
sorts.
Yeah, a cellar.
Out into the Ukrainian countryside. Mm-hmm. And a lot of this is just like, if you've seen the photos of the cleanup around the disaster, a lot of this is very accurate. But
right, like all the roofs are collapsed from, I guess, snow in the winter.
Yeah, or just
right?
like abandoned villages.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of sort of like pastoral stuff like that was caught in the radius.
Right.
That like these poor old people were just like, gotta leave.
Yeah.
And a lot of these houses were either bulldozed or left as is, to just go to ruin over the course of probably 15, 20 years at this point.
Yeah, can I just say this environment is really pretty?
This game is actually, even out of the box, quite pretty. Mm-hmm. Especially for 2007.
Yeah, this is the same era as Fallout 3, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Maybe, when did Fallout 3 come out?
I don't remember. So anyways, that is a pretty man.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Share the load.
Share the load. So
2006 was Fallout 3,
yeah.
Okay.
So here's
Or 2008, Oblivion? Yeah, same era at least.
Yeah. So first couple things I want to go after is this UI. Mm-hmm. It's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. It's pretty clumsy, especially the indicators here. So the little thing in the lower left-hand corner shows your body position. So if you're just standing or walking, or crouching or low crouching, there are 2 levels of crouch for some reason.
Right. This seems. That's.
I don't know why that's there. You'll also notice that there's a little gauge that marks your sound level.
Oh, okay.
Which would imply that there's a stealth mechanic in this game. Which there is not.
Oh, okay then.
Or if there is, it never, ever, 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 ever works.
Right.
There is no stealth mechanic in this game, despite indication that there may be one.
So, one dev was very clearly on, okay, well, we've got... All right, and I've implemented the volume meter from the player.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
It's like,
and everyone else is like,
what?
Why?
Why?
Why'd you do that?
What
It's
volume meter?
Well, I mean, just in case somebody wants to, program the AI. They're to interact with that.
Yeah, my understanding is that part of the reason this game is kind of clumsy is because it was in dev hell, and there was a lot of stuff they wanted to do that just weren't able to.
Well, this is kind of cool. Are they brothers?
Maybe. Triplets. So, yeah, this is what I talk about.
Oh, the shadows are doing some bad things.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if this is, our machine or whatever, and I tested this, and I saw it, and I'm going to leave it.
Okay.
Because that's another thing. It's just this is the bugginess of the game. There's some weird shadow stuff going on. Again, this game does not run very well straight out of the box. Yeah. So, what does this area tell you about, this world you've been dropped into? You've got these haggard-looking dudes.
Yeah, these paramilitary guys.
Well, it's they just look sort of like adventure seekers.
Yeah.
The mouse over text is loner.
But yeah, they've got Like they're all wearing like jeans and what look like army surplus.
Yeah, it's like Babby's
smocks.
first survival kit.
Yeah.
And they've all got shitty pistols and shitty guns, and then sort of huddled around this.
Yeah, but like this is also quite clearly a dangerous environment, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone is armed,
Yep.
like quite heavily.
Oh yeah. Like this does not seem like an ideal kind of place to make your base of operations, but here they are.
Like there's no other shelters set up here,
Well,
right? Like all these buildings, nobody's made an effort to.
yeah, they're just sort of hanging out.
Yeah, like
There's been
reading Strugatsky Brothers novels, I haven't read Roadside Picnic. I've read Hard to Be a God. And what struck me about Soviet-era science fiction was that it felt very Russian, right? In the same way that Dostoevsky feels very Russian, in that it is very clearly not American or British.
Yeah.
Right? And like if this was an American game, you'd think that like the base would have a lot of like prefab shelters or things.
This is just like they threw some shit together. So like there's this basement here.
Yeah.
That they've thrown some mattresses around.
Mm-hmm.
There's like
Cigarette
everybody's
butt, yeah.
smoking.
Yeah.
Some like shitty
An enameled,
earthenware.
yeah.
Just like really, really crude basics. A bowl and a single spoon. I bet everyone uses that same bowl and that same spoon.
Yeah.
So, there's electricity coming from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, nobody's made an effort to like repair any of these buildings or make them usable.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody's strung tarps over the roofs to make them waterproof.
Nah. They're just gonna like hide underground.
Yeah.
Because it's convenient.
Well, it also like kind of tells me that maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's more dangerous to actually try that.
So Wolf, contrasted from the rest of these scrubs.
Yeah,
his
he's
suit
got an
is
SMG. Yeah,
It's,
he's wearing some kind of battle dress.
Yeah, and he's got a respirator. So
Yeah.
this guy, you just see immediately experience,
Yeah.
competence. This seems like the kind of guy
Maybe
who knows
wealthy.
what's up. Maybe. So we talk to this guy. We find out that something happened in Nimble. He went missing. And then we decide to help him out. And so he gives you some stuff.
Okay.
Guys, I'm sending someone your way, so wing it. You may attack if necessary.
Share the load.
Over.
All right, Wolf, send him in. As long as he stays out of the way. Out.
His ham fingers.
Внимание, выдаю шутку юмора.
So, this is our first mission, and he's given us a knife.
Okay. Oh, isn't one of the ones with the compass in the handle?
Maybe. So we get a knife. We get a not a PPK, a Makarov,
Okay, yeah.
and
Kind of like the Soviet equivalent of a Colt 1911, or?
not even. It's like 9mm.
Oh, okay.
It's a pile of garbage. Oh right, this UI. So we've got various statistics. RU is how much money we have because we have rubles. 40
Okay,
rubles to our
40
game.
rubles?
40.
So we got like $4.
Not even. We probably have like 40 cents or something. I don't know
Right.
how much a ruble is worth here.
So like, we were quite clearly rolled.
Yeah, we're not doing super good, but we're
Like we have whatever was in the change pocket of our jeans.
Yeah. It's like abandoned cars. So like this village kind of starts off this aesthetic. It's like it's a ruined world that you are meant to survive in. It's very similar in a lot of ways to Fallout. Although where Fallout has the kind of like free has the sort of like happy-go-lucky 1950s idealized Americana aesthetic to it. This one has like kind of a more realistic bent to it. Where you don't have like robots flying around quoting founding fathers and stuff like that.
Right.
But I forgot about this. So this is what everybody's after.
Stone blood.
So this is an artifact, and they are weird objects
Okay.
that are unique to this location. And they have magic properties. Well, like science magic properties.
Okay.
And this is a form of RPG advancement in this game because there's no levels and there's no XP to grind.
Okay.
But you can stack your belt
Okay.
with various different types of excuse me, artifacts to alter your statistics. So in
Okay.
that sense, the more artifacts you gain, the more you're able to sort of,
Oh, okay.
put things
Customized.
together. And it's interesting because some of the higher end artifacts will irradiate you
Okay.
passively. So you have to equip those with ones that reduce radiation to balance
Okay.
them.
So, did we just triple our health?
I think so. Plus 200% health? Sounds like it. Like, I set this on a pretty easy difficulty just so we can get through it.
Right.
Must destroy every... Ooh, bandages. So there's... Yeah, this has a lot in common with similar games. Like I said, I'm going to probably be mentioning Fallout a lot.
I really like how the town has been stripped.
Yeah, there's
Like,
like
there's no
almost
furniture?
nothing. Yeah, there's no furniture. All the like appliances are busted. It's just like by the time this group got here, there was probably almost nothing left.
Yeah, like, I'm assuming those vehicles are just like shells of vehicles at this
yeah.
point. Like, even the leaf springs are probably gone.
Yep. Who are these thirsty fellas?
They look heavily armed.
Yep. So this over here is the military encampment. I'm not gonna fuck with them because it's suicide.
Okay.
And I know that. But so these are the first two factions you encounter in this game. Is the sort of stalkers, the loners, and the military. The military is here ostensibly to keep order.
Right.
Because they don't want anybody in here.
Right.
But, it's a gold rush. People are coming
Yeah.
here whether they like it or not.
So they are disinclined to be friendly to you.
Well, they're actually openly hostile.
Okay.
So if I were to approach them, they would just gun me down immediately. And you find that out the hard way the first time. Actually, I need to start working on quick save. I need to find what the button is. Controls. Which one is quick save? Save game F6.
The classic quick save button.
Yeah.
Is this based on... Holy shit.
What?
Is this Quake engine?
No. Much worse. Okay, so this is the X-ray engine,
Ooh.
which is like I think it was unique, made for this game,
Okay.
and it is a buggy pile of garbage.
Okay.
It's like capable of a lot of astounding feats. Like the game looks pretty good,
Yeah.
but man, it's got problems, and I imagine we will encounter. Oh, hello. Yoink. Oh fuck. What's this guy's problem?
Help me, brother! Take the med kit off the stiff! I can't crawl that far!
Oh, here you
Thank
go.
you, Mark I. You're okay, you know that? I'll be sure to tell everyone at the camp that you helped me out.
By helping other characters improve their attitudes. So, this is supposedly a mechanic that is in this game.
Okay.
I never really saw it borne out in practice, but I imagine it's something that they tried to implement. So you can search bodies,
Okay.
and you spend a lot of time just like wandering around inside stuff, looking for. Ooh, hello. What did we get? Ooh, we got
A better pistol?
sort of. This is the PBS one. All the names of the guns are
Or
gonna
like
be
slightly off?
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna accuracy, rate of fire, same damage. Slightly.
Does having it suppressed matter at all if there's no stealth element?
No, not really. Having a suppressed weapon, like not. I think like you get a tiny, tiny, tiny little advantage, but it's so small that it's almost not existent.
Okay. So the helicopter that was flying over,
Yep. That's also the military. By the way, Jaren, when he was in Ukraine, said that these wild dogs are really actually a thing.
I'd
like,
actually believe it.
And they're just like running around. I mean, maybe they don't
Like,
eat bodies. Well, maybe they do.
I mean, when we don't care for them, like dogs are evolved from one of the only other animals that really competes with us as predators.
So what do you suppose this is?
That looks like something I don't want to go near.
And it's this one is deliberately put in your path towards
The beginning of the game?
towards because our objective is over there. You can see with the arrow
okay, yeah,
on the
yeah.
screen, but
This is just slightly off to the side?
yeah. So as you approach it, you start getting a beep, and
Is that your rad counter?
it's not. It's actually your anomaly counter, which is separate. So anomalies they're basically magic booby traps. They're a function of where these artifacts are coming from. Like I
Okay.
said, like a thing happened. And this shit showed up, and apparently artifacts come from these little areas. And this one, I don't remember what they're all called, but this one, if you enter it, it will just like deal a little bit of wind damage.
Okay.
There's all sorts of different kinds all throughout the game, and they're varying levels of danger and detectability. Some are very, very subtle,
Right.
and you can walk right into them and they'll just kill you.
So,
Others are obvious.
do we just have like an infinite supply of bolts?
Yep. And that is what we use to detect them.
I wonder who set that fire.
Yeah, I wonder where they went.
I wonder what happened to those people.
Oh, they're probably fine.
Well, this looks like a friendly sword.
He is.
Pipe down, man. Let me fill you in.
So these are the guys that Wolf told
Sent us to
about.
help.
Yeah. So you get the option to go with them or on your own. I'm
Okay.
just gonna go with them because why not?
Men,
I'll let
Wolf
them do
here
the
sent us some
half the
support
work.
along with the order to attack. Time to move on and be heroes.
Such a handsome man. So
I don't. Are there accents Ukrainian or Russian?
I don't know. It's weird because like a lot of the games that the versions of this I play that are modded put back in the original the original dialogue.
Okay, which is all in Russian, or
Yeah, I think it is. But man, the dub of this game is pretty special. So you have this huge mini map that shows you the area and then like enemies and stuff like that. It's very explicit about everything. Oh, cheeky bricky. You can lean as well. Exquisite gunplay.
the voice actors are definitely Russian? All right.
So that noise that
Yeah.
just procced when I checked that guy's corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everybody in the zone has a PDA, and when you claim it, it will reveal. Oops, sorry. It will reveal information on your map about stashes, because everybody, as a survivor, they'll have little hidden goodie bags
Okay.
of stuff that you can find. I'm just gonna go ahead and. Oh wait, where's that? There's a shotgun around here. Oh, there it is. So let's equip this.
Ooh.
Where the fuck is that guy?
Somebody behind you.
Oh, there he is. Oh, I guess I should probably load this first. We'll see if it jams on us.
Oh!
Got him.
That man went away. There's a guy to your left, too, I think.
Наших бьют!
Oh, we're getting shotted. So the giant
Are we
droplet
bleeding?
indicator means we're bleeding, yeah. So I'm gonna need quick use bandages. I'll use a health kit as well. We're not trying to be heroes here. Everybody smokes in the zone. You never see them smoking though.
Huh.
I guess they didn't want to have that as an animation.
Do cigarettes have big trade value?
I don't. You actually never find them in
Really?
the default game. Yeah, that's just a prop
Huh.
on the ground. Well, it's actually like a decal or decal.
I think in Canada we say decal.
I say decal. Where the hell?
Yeah, where?
Oh, there he is. Oh, good dinner.
It'd be really helpful to know what these people are saying.
Probably not.
No?
Or at least not as much as you want it to. So, again, the same kind of, not accoutrement,
But mise en scène?
yeah, as the, as, you know, the area, you know, again, like, one cup, one
And
spoon, you know, there's trash all over the floor. They got a TV from some, well, no, they didn't.
Yeah, it's broken.
Maybe at some point they had a TV and some dude got wasted
And yeah.
and just, like, wrecked it. So I'm gonna take everything they have because I'm gonna ship it at some point. Ooh, free, oh, that one's empty. So, ow.
Oh,
I'm okay.
I owe you, brother.
So here's Nimble.
I could
This is
never
the guy who
thank
went
you
missing.
enough.
So give me the flash drive. All right. So yeah, so like anybody you talk to, you can just sort of like get jobs from.
okay.
You can get information from. It's usually just like gossip about whatever, and you can sometimes trade a little bit.
Okay.
So, you know, all just sort of like pretty classic survival mechanics. Ah, vodka. Vodka, which has a very useful, important function in this game because it...
Does it get you drunk and you stop notice that you're dying?
Yes, actually. It gets you drunk, and it reduces the amount of radiation you take.
Really?
Yep. Like, really, actually. That is
like, I know,
its function in the game.
I know anti-radiation meds are actually just pills that flood your thyroid
Yeah.
with iodine because your thyroid is what is used to filter
Yeah.
a lot of things out
I
of
also
your
heard
blood.
that that's mainly for children as well.
Yeah, because one of the big dangers from radiation is that it floods your blood with like these irradiated elements, or the radioactive elements, and your thyroid takes them all out and sequesters them helpfully.
Yes, usefully.
Yeah.
So we got another stash, and another stash. Take that. The default game is very, very lenient about how much shit you can carry.
Right.
Same as like Fallout, you know, where you're just like humping, you know,
No, like
two
two-
miniguns and like 17,000 rounds of ammunition and all this other shit.
Oh, that's an anomaly.
Yep. So that's the same one. And you can use the bolts to sort of tell roughly where it is to
Okay.
avoid it. Because the visual indication alone is not always enough.
I think that's how it works.
Yep. So we're gonna head back to the base and talk to... I like this bus stop. This brutalist bus stop.
Neat. Yeah, all these like Soviet era buildings that look like they were helicoptered in one piece.
Yeah, and then...
from a concrete factory in the Urals.
Yeah. And then just like no further maintenance authorized.
Yeah.
You know, just like, bam, left alone. So it's kind of just... It's... You know, in the same way that fantasy games have like really sort of rundown, overgrown like castles and stuff, this is the same kind of idea, but with like a modern setting, where a lot of it is overgrown and falling apart. And that's like a lot of the attraction. Like the entire game is like this. There are no modern structures, with the exception of maybe the scientist's base, which again looks like it was an airdropped bunker that they do their research out of.
Yeah, like I don't know if you've seen Arrival yet.
What have you got
But
here?
It's got some really good American-style like prefab stuff in it, right?
Here you go. So he gives you money.
Okay.
And so then you can take jobs or special missions.
Listen, marked one. I've done some thinking, and here's what I'd like to offer. Generally speaking, what you really need is to find S.T.A.L.K.E.R, right?
Sure. That was the only thing in my PDA.
Anyway, here's the thing about S.T.A.L.K.E.R. There's a stalker that goes by this name. And they say he's found a path to the northern reaches of the zone. That is a virgin area, a real gold mine for artifacts. Yeah. Anyway, I can help you find him. However, as you can imagine, it won't be a free ride. You'll have to work it off. But in the long run, we'll both benefit. You're going to waste that S.T.A.L.K.E.R fella and find out what happened to you, and I'll find... Well, I mean, I'll get my share of our mutual profit. So what do you say? Deal? All right, listen. You mean business.
Man, this
I
guy
can
just
see
keeps going
that.
on.
And I mean, we need guys like you. We're doing sort of an investigation with some other traders. We want to open up a path to the north, to the center of the zone. And near the center, something or someone is trying to hamper our progress. How the heck this S.T.A.L.K.E.R managed to sneak through, I don't know. You see, there's this one area where your brain starts boiling. An eerie place. Anyway, to cut a long story short, a couple of guys have been spying on those grunts for me, not far from here. Apparently the ones at the Agroprom Research Institute have dug up something major. I'm positive it has something to do with the center of the zone. Anyway, whatever they've dug up, it's secured somewhere on the 3rd floor of the Institute. We really need this stuff. You know what I mean?
So it's exactly the same quest, but...
Okay.
Once you have the briefcase, don't bring it here. Take it straight to the barman. He runs the S.T.A.L.K.E.R bar at 100 rads. I'll upload the coordinates and all the data you need to your PDA. Clear? You'll need to go north through the garbage, then turn west. You'll end up at the Agroprom Research Institute after a few kilometers. And be careful, the radiation level is way too high at the garbage. So I suggest you invest in some anti-rad. Or some vodka. Well.
Alright, so we're gonna sell...
Like, I assume your weapons have like a condition?
Oh yeah. And the condition of everything is pure garbage.
You've got 2 of the suppressed pistols.
Do I? No, I've got 2 vodka.
Which
I'm
okay.
definitely gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep the rest of this stuff. I want anti-red, and I think that's it.
Not bad.
Okay.
Some pretty good stuff. That's my boy. You've made my day.
Okay, so, pretty typical fare for video games as far as this goes. Like, there's nothing especially new or interesting. Like, the gunplay is fine.
Yeah.
The sort of, like, fetch quest system is pretty bog standard. You know, the finding stashes and stuff is, like, you know, kind of neat. But it's just, like, overall, like, the mechanics of this game are not all that original or interesting.
Okay. But this is just like a world that...
But the world...
Oh, everything just got so much worse.
I know. It's just, like, there's something about how oppressive this place is. And, like, just the... You have to work... You know what? It has a lot in common with Dark Souls. Where it's like, it's a place that really earnestly doesn't want you to be here. And the tiny little bits of success you get out of, like, sticking it to it feels that so much good. Sweeter.
Have you ever read Cormac McCarthy's The Road?
I've not. I keep meaning to.
It's quite good. I think I read it in about 2 hours because Cormac McCarthy writes without punctuation.
Wow.
Or no, he uses periods.
Just think about about it, man. Next time, it could be you in this place. Anyhow, be extremely careful near anomalies. As soon as you hear the detector beeping, grab the bolts and toss them in front of you. Alrighty, talk to you.
That's your tutorial about the dangers of anomalies. Anyway, you're talking about Cormac McCarthy?
Yeah, so it makes it really insidious because you just read it, right? There's no, like, there are chapter breaks, but stopping the road is really... Arresting yourself from finishing the road in one reading is actually quite difficult because it's relentless. And it is the story about the man and the boy trying to get to the sea after something has basically wiped out humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And this reminds me a lot of how that feels.
Yeah.
Right? Like the opening first page is like, it talks about them being on the freeway and walking along, and like they pass, there's a jackknife semi-truck that's like blocking the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And they get through that, and then they pass through a passenger bus full of assisted suicides.
Jeez.
And like it's just relentlessly like bleak.
Yeah, no, this game again is also like similarly relentlessly bleak. And it's like, here I am, genuinely weighing the options of wading through this like field of anomalies in the pissing rain because there might be something I can use to survive down there.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to because it's not so bad, but that's, this game in a nutshell. It's just like, it feels like a survival game. Which, there's not a lot of them that I think are super good. Oh, right. Hello?
A boar.
I think I forgot to mention that all of the wildlife here is enormously mutated.
That makes sense.
Every single part of this game is out to kill you. I also am...
Dogs.
Wait, where?
I heard. There's one.
Okay. Yeah, we want to keep away from that.
I don't like dogs.
That's fair. I'm just going to go up to the edge here and see what we can see. So, the binoculars, because they're super high-tech, very obligingly will highlight
Okay, yeah.
entities, and then they will sometimes mark them as allied or hostile.
Yeah.
So there's like...
Are they dogs or... Oh,
there's
both.
dogs and boars. And luckily they're hostile to one another.
Okay.
So here's our map. Oh! I missed a stash down there.
Oh.
Let's go get it. This is just the mechanic that I was mentioning earlier. It's like anytime you search a body.
Someone in chat brings up an interesting distinction that had eluded me.
What's that?
Fallout is about adventure.
Ah!
In the ruins of America.
Yeah.
This is about survival.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct.
Like, those are very, very different things.
Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of about... It has this kind of... In some ways, like, Fallout has, like, a more hopeful theme to it. Well, it depends on which one you're talking about, but...
And Fallout is also much more, like, high-tech.
Yeah.
Right?
You've got laser guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of situations, it has a much more lighthearted feel to it.
Yeah, well, like, I think the element of Fallout that I disliked the most was that, like, all it takes is a genocidal nuclear war, and then everything will be okay again.
Yeah.
Right? And then everything will be sweet and awesome.
Yeah. It's a little weird. I still love that series, but I definitely see what you mean. Mm-hmm. Also, like, that's the point at which I stopped playing Fallout 4.
Oh, yeah?
Was when every one of the end games is nuke the Institute.
Really?
Like, it's nuke the Institute no matter what faction you're with, or nuke everybody else. Like, that's basically what, it's like if you align yourself with any faction in the game, your end game is throw an atomic bomb into the Institute, which is populated by families and stuff, which the game tries real hard to look like the bad guys, and they are.
Right.
But it's not that cut and dry.
Well, as we all know, killing the bad guys solves every problem.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't do it. I was like, I no.
Yeah.
So I just left all the factions sort of in a tenuous equilibrium. Because I was like, this seems better. You know, that maybe they keep one another in check. So yeah. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, on the other hand. It's a very lonely game. Which is similar to Fallout, you know, because the Lone Wanderer. You meet very few people that want to help you in this game. Like, very few. You know, again, a lot like Dark Souls, where it's just like, Sidrovich is helping you because he can make some money off of you.
Right. Yeah, I'm not getting much of a loyalty vibe.
No,
from
no.
Sidrovich.
There's actually nobody. There's maybe one guy who is in any way loyal to you, and even then, not really. So you are really, you know, on your own, like everybody else in this game. Your acts of charity to other NPCs don't usually pay off huge dividends.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes you do it anyway.
Yeah, like, I from what I get, the idea that you've helped people makes them suspicious of you. Oh, that bus shelter looks dry.
Yeah, it sure does.
Wow, I actually just thought that.
I know, right? So, let's put our gun away. And we'll see how this encounter goes. Oh, there's a thing up there that I'm gonna get. But, so we have to get past this railway embankment. And if we go this way, where the road is, let's see how that goes for us. Who are these fellas? Is that the army?
They look like they're wearing berets.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the army be better equipped in the rain than this?
If you want to go through, come up if you have it. I suggest we take off before we get angry.
Hello. It's off limits. But I need to go there. 500. I don't have 500 rubles. Alright. So if you have 500 rubles, you can bribe your way past this checkpoint. If you try to rush it, they'll wipe you out because they're way better armed than you. So that way is cut off from us. Also, they aggro really weirdly if you're not careful.
Okay.
Luckily, there's a way around.
Major Kuznetsov. Isn't that kind of like having an American, like a character in a Fallout game named like Major Nimitz?
Nimitz?
Because Kuznetsov was like a Revolutionary era Russian admiral. They name ships after him still.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember where this stash is. I love these like Soviet era trucks with the big like angry looking grills.
Well, like that's actually kind of an interesting symmetry with Fallout because like the vehicles look kind of similar, right? Like the very rounded, very big design, which in American is like a nostalgic 1950s thing, but here it's just what Russian vehicles look like.
Yep. So, you spend a lot of this game like...
Oh, it's just like Smith? Okay.
Heading into like these cramped, dingy, shitty, rickety old buildings and stuff. Just looking for like tiny little goodies that might help you out. I'm trying to remember where the hell this one is. Hang on a second. I should probably check the entry. Oop. Oh, in the cellar. Oh, then I think I'm in the wrong place.
Ah.
Oh, I think it's in there. In the middle of this like...
Inside the anomalies?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, there it is. Can we get there? Shit. I'm gonna save and see if I can...
Can you maneuver through that anomaly?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it's taking up the whole...
Ow. 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 Nope. Yeah, see? It just, like, lacerates you to death.
Ugh.
So that's how easy it is to get killed in the game.
Right.
That's even on normal, so... We probably don't need it.
Okay.
But, you know, that's exactly how, you know, this game kills you, is it just, like, tempts you into going a little further than...
Oh, can you get inside the silos and drop in?
Oh, I bet you we can.
Or not the silos, the hoppers.
Over top like this? Maybe.
Yeah, or, yeah. No, not through there.
There's probably a way to get it, but anyway.
Like, up that stair. Yeah, I mean, it's not super important.
Anywho, so let's continue.
Okay.
Just like these poor cars that were probably rusted out when this disaster happened. Well, at least the rain stopped. So, yeah, this game has a massive cult following to the extent that, like, there's a yearly S.T.A.L.K.E.R convention.
Really?
Yeah. Like, the photos from it are pretty nuts.
No kidding.
It's like everybody dresses up in cosplay, and you know, there's actually like stalker airsoft groups.
Really?
Where they'll
oh, that looks...
Yeah. Fuck, I can never remember how to get through this one, because... Fuck. I think we're okay. Let's have a med kit. This guy didn't do so good. Woof! Smell that. My band's in pieces.
Ooh, what'd you do that for, dude?
We're okay. We're okay. We're gonna be just fine. Just like that guy. Yeah, like the platforming in this game is terrible. I think we just wait for it to go away. Yeah, there we go. We're okay.
So, marked one, regarding S.T.A.L.K.E.R. A stalker by the name of Fox is coming back from a raid. Looks like he had a rough time and needs help. He came back with some type of critters all over him. He says he won't last long. He just might know something about S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You gotta go see him right now. Here are his coordinates.
My only friend is this terrible manual
like
hammer
sawn off
shotgun. Well, so yeah, we get Sidrovich spends the most of the game just sort of like having you as his errand boy and kind of baiting you along with bits of information. You know, it's like pretty standard for video games, at least it is now. So we managed to circumvent these guys, and we should make sure that they don't notice us, or they're gonna be pissed. Russian tractors. Two entities nearby.
Oh. Pochan 132, is that Sidrovich?
Is it?
Помогите!
Sidovich?
Is it Sidrovich? I'm not sure.
The backwards N is like an E sound, then
Hello, Fox.
the D, Sidorod.
So he tells us some shit about S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and then gives us somebody new to meet, and then...
He's got critters all over him, though.
Yeah, they'll show up in a second.
Oh, I thought he was covered in them.
No. He's beset by dogs.
Oh, okay.
Ow! Son of a bitch!
He shot you?
Fucking shot me! So you see what I mean about, like...
Sidorovich.
Sidorovich?
Yeah. You're bleeding, dude.
I'm fine. We'll just medkit through it.
Okay.
So yeah, like...
Such is life in the Doge.
Such is life in the Doge. Pretty much. So I was like...
Yes, kill the dogs.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
I need
like,
to get this game.
I know, right? Wow! Oh dear. So they don't have anything. Where? Okay, so that's... So we're headed towards... So we have to go here, and then here, and then here. If you zoom the map all the way out, you can see all the way up to the NPP.
Okay.
By the river. And then there's Pripyat that you go to at some point, the Red Forest. A bunch of these are actual places, like Pripyat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is a real city. That was the... It was a sort of like... It was where all the people that and their families that worked at the plant lived in. And this one, once you get to it, is some of the most spectacular kind of just like completely overgrown, you know, those brutalist apartment hives.
Right.
Just like left to ruin. And then the Red Forest was this forest that changed color because of the radiation. It just turned
Really?
It turned scarlet red.
That sounds... How are they still alive?
I don't know that they are.
Because chlorophyll is green.
Yeah, I think they're dead.
Okay. Because that would be fucking weird.
Yeah, if they just change color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty
Because
messed up.
chlorophyll is what makes trees green.
Fuck boxes. So...
It's all dead? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. That's much more... That's a huge relief.
Big old dead forest. So, yeah, that gun battle was really clumsy and awkward and lame.
Yeah.
Like, if I was playing a game completely divorced of everything in there, that clumsy reloading as dogs kind of slide at you and shoot them, that was not good. That was poo.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't care.
From what I understand, chlorophyll interacts with 2 wavelengths of photons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Of all the visible spectrum that makes it to Earth, chlorophyll interacts with 2 kinds of photons.
Can you tell me something interesting? Not really. Like, can I trade with him? He has band-aids. So yeah, you... Hang on. Hold up.
Can you just be like, hey, nice boots?
Be a shame if something were to happen to him. Like, the character animation in this game is not good.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, I can definitely see the feel of, like, this game being a diamond in the rough, because I can see this having been Game of the Year in, like, 2002.
Yeah,
or
like
2000. Where this is, like, actually mind-alteringly amazing.
Yeah. Oh, he could sell us a diet sausage. Gross.
Diet sausage?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the
The description is just like it's a soy-based.
Somebody's actually shooting at.
Not at me. I think they're shooting at the dogs. So, there's a system in this game called A-Life, which is basically just that loners, like lone stalkers like this, will just wander around and go about their business.
Oh, okay.
Bumping into the wildlife and other factions, and they'll get into like spontaneous gunfights and that sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really interesting if it worked very well. But it is essentially like NPC bumper cars. You know, they'll wander around and bump into each other. It does give the
that
game an interesting feel, though.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. God.
Like,
do you remember a game called Battlecruiser 3000?
Nope.
It was a game from, I want to say, like 94 or 95 that had every intention of being Star Trek.
Okay.
You were going to play you were the captain of this ship, and it was a giant open universe, and you could just fly around doing shit. And when it was released, it had been in development for a long time.
Yeah.
And the publisher was finally like, it told the one developer working on it, I don't care, just finish it. And it was unplayable garbage.
I think those might be bandits.
Yeah, and yeah, the developer, I think his name was Derek Smart, I want to say, was an enormous tool who actually got into personal beef with the editor of PC Gamer.
So here's the problem. The neutral factions and enemy factions look almost the same. Okay, so
Right.
Okay, so he's an enemy.
Wait, is that a BTR?
Probably.
Or a BMP? I never remember which one because there's wheeled and tracked ones.
Engage. Enemy BMP. 500. These walls,
Yeah,
like retaining walls.
Yeah.
So here we sort of like, there's bandits that were holding this, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time for these neutral stalkers to help us kind of take it.
Cool.
So, you know, maybe at some point sweet MP5. I will take it.
Wow. Okay, so you just got like
just like that.
Yeah, an actually
Moving up
pretty
in the
good SMG.
Yep. Right, there's a food and drink system in this game that also doesn't really work. I mean, you occasionally have to eat. And then I don't think it really does anything if you don't. I think it might like start DPSing you very, very slowly if you...
And when I say slowly...
I mean fucking slow. So yeah, just like that, we have a left-hand ejecting sort of MP5.
Neat.
Yeah.
Can we ever find more ammo for it? It
Yeah.
seems like if you were ever going to have a gun in like a post-apocalyptic world, like a German high-maintenance SMG seems like a bad idea.
This would be the worst. I've seen the field strip for an MP5. I would never want one of those in like the field. Like I think there's a reason why they're favored by
like police forces.
Well, yeah, by police forces who have like enough budget to keep them maintained and
also never
only use them every once in a while.
Yeah, or never. Hopefully, move to what?
So this is just like a portal between maps.
Okay.
And yeah, the condition of weapons in this game, if they get bad enough, they will kind of degrade and start jamming.
Mm-hmm.
Your cash and your artifacts, and quick, you asshole. It's the bandits! Help!
Seriously, fuck these guys. Ooh, they also have ammo.
I owe you one.
Hey, anytime. I have history with these guys. Let me just put it to you that way.
People, this is the commander of the neutral squad. We've kicked the bandits out of the derelict machinery scrapyard, expecting counterattack. We're low on numbers, so everyone's welcome to give us a helping hand.
So, you get the opportunity here. Like you don't have to participate in any of these missions. They just sort of like occur around you.
Right.
And there's the incentive is mainly just like gear and money and shit.
Okay.
In the way that you would expect it to sort of like pan out. So we're in this new area, and there's some sort of thing going on.
Sorry, I just fucking... Why did this come into my head?
What?
Call it Taco Tuesday because you got ground beef.
So this is called the Garbage. I think it's loosely based on a couple of sites around Chernobyl.
Just like, this is where the bulldozers ran out of gas.
Pretty much. And if you approach them in the game, it's highly radioactive. And then this, which is one of the more iconic sites of the disaster, is
just...
This is a tiny, tiny scale sort of reproduction of these choppers that actually flew missions over top of the reactor, the fire trucks, evacuation buses, APCs. This kind of scene actually exists in the Ukraine right now. Only like 10 times this size. Just helicopters just left there because they're too irradiated to use anymore.
Whew.
It's and people still strip them for parts. Which
God.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, after I heard about the Liquidator, what's her name's grandmother being a liquidator, I looked up the pin.
Yep.
that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And it is... I fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you for, being a firefighter during Chernobyl. Have a pin.
And $100.
Yeah.
They got $100 for their effort. For saving the world. For
Yeah.
literally
At least-
actually
yeah.
saving the world. If you've seen the documentaries about it, if they hadn't done what they did at the time, Europe might have become uninhabitable.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, like, there's theoretical scenarios where, like, there would have been, like, a second explosion, or, like, a third, actually, that would have been real bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these brave motherfuckers stepped up. So this guy is a leader of, a neutral faction. They're working on kicking out the
bandits.
So you can choose to help him, which I'm going to do just briefly in the interest of... Ooh, a grenade. So I'm going to quick save, because we're on normal. This mission is so fucking hard when you're not. Actually.
So there's incoming hostiles?
Yep. Wait.
Did you just ace them all?
No,
with one
I
grenade?
didn't kill them all. There's no way I killed them all, but I got a guy from a different mission. Wait. Wait. Look at that accuracy. I am gonna do most of the work here because otherwise... On hard mode, this battle is fucking possible. I don't know how many are left. I'm gonna save. Long range sniping with a submachine gun.
Well, it sounds like he's got a double-barreled shotgun, so...
Got there.
Great job, boys. We wiped them out. Everybody have some rest. And you, Stalker, come over here. Let's have a chat.
So yeah, you spend a lot of time taking guys out, stripping their gear, as you would. Yeah, like all these bulldozers and shit. Is that another guy? Oh fuck! Oh right, it's their camp. I'll come back. Let's go talk to Bess first.
Like, I remember the Fukushima reactor.
Yeah.
Where they were just like spraying water on it, and they kept having explosions because it was still hot enough that the water they were spraying on it was being reduced into oxygen and hydrogen.
Jeez.
And the hydrogen was building up and causing explosions.
Yeah, that was a profoundly nerve-wracking broadcast to watch.
Yeah.
And the Fukushima exclusion zone is on its way to becoming a lot like this one.
Yeah.
The weird thing about that disaster is that, like, the International Nuclear Emergency Scale only rates how widespread the effects are, not how severe they are.
Yeah.
So both Fukushima and Chernobyl are a 7, which is
Right.
the top of the scale.
Right.
But they're not comparable in terms
No.
of severity. Like, the place is still uninhabitable, but it's, like, not this dangerous.
Yeah.
$2,000.
GCU, I did not hear about that. How do you even...
Nailed in the face with...
How?
Wait, I've read that. That's how Watchmen starts.
How do you even get in front of a proton beam?
I don't know. Wait, he doesn't want to buy any of my shit. Sorry, your name is Danya Fatty. Got it. And you are a caustic judge?
Like, these have to be call signs,
Probably.
right? Like, their first name and then, like...
Yeah, pretty much.
Routine repairs?
Yikes.
A cyclotron isn't something that can just turn on, though.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, anyway, a lot of the storytelling in this game I think I particularly enjoyed like all the side shit, like the actual investment in, you know, like helping out these random groups, or like, you know, going and finding a thing that I wanted. Because the main thread of the story is pretty ordinary.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know, you follow this trail, it leads to a thing, you know, you shoot a bunch of guys, and, you know, then it turns out it's like, oh, there's a weird thing at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. It's... The endings to this game are very weird, by the way.
So, I mean, like, I don't mind talking about spoilers. I'm curious, what was the deal with the corpse in the truck?
I'm trying to remember what the thing with the death trucks is. Because I know how I know how these games end and what is going on. What? Oh fuck! Hold on. The thing with the death trucks. I might actually need to defer to someone else for that one, because what ends up there's a bunch of endings to this game. Let me just deal with these fuck trucks. Liat! So there's the primary endings, which is a series of endings that are delivered once you reach the center of the zone, which is to say the actual reactor.
Yeah.
You go into it, like right up into the receptacle, and because the legend in this area is there's a thing called the Wish Granter.
Okay.
Which is like a weird monolith.
Yeah, that's from the Tarkovsky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in this game.
Okay.
And it's supposedly this thing that will grant you your any wish you want. And once you get there, based on your performance in the game, it will give you one of about 4 or 5 endings.
Okay.
Like if you followed like a sort of a, like, I guess best scenario kind of, you know, I'm the goody two shoes, and then you'll be like, I wish the zone would disappear, and it does. There's an ending where you wish for riches, and you get a bunch of these coins that turn out to be not real coins, and I think you die. There's one where you wish for immortality, and it turns you to stone.
Huh.
So it's basically like a giant monkey's paw.
Yeah.
Those endings are all fake.
Really?
Yeah. To get the real ending, you follow a cleverly hidden little quest line that leads you to discover that the S.T.A.L.K.E.R you're after is you. You're chasing yourself. Okay. And you get in touch with a guy who reveals this. Ooh, are we about to get our first AK variant? Yes, we are. We're too heavily loaded. You are exhausted. Hold on.
You have 2 MP5s?
We have like 3.
Wow.
Just gonna take this stuff. So yeah, the real ending is you find out that there's this weird conspiracy, and once you go into instead of going to the Wish Granter, oh fuck, hold on. Instead of going to the Wish Granter, you go instead to a secret chamber that leads you through a massive series of firefights with these cultists called the faction's just called Monolith. Because they worship the Wish Granter.
Okay.
They're basically thralls of the Wish Granter. And it turns out the reason why is because...
where did it go? Where is it?
Where did what go?
The sneeze.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I felt it.
Gunplay in this game.
And now it's somewhere inside my head.
Gross.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, so...
The Monolith.
It turns out that there's this, like, scientific project to improve human consciousness, and that, like, everything in the zone is, like, this elaborate illusion created by this machine that's, like, running just out of sight of everybody. And so you go through this well, they give you you meet with the people who are running it, the Sea Consciousness Project, and they offer you the chance to join them. And that's another ending where you just get plugged into this machine and you maintain this like weird brainwave emitter that like controls the world or something like that. You can choose to reject their offer, and then you fight a shit ton of guys. And at the end of that, you destroy the Sea Consciousness Project, and the ending is left sort of ambiguous as to what happens after that. But that's considered to be like the true ending to the game. Oh, right, I'm too.
That's actually kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That it turns out like everything is, you know, like not as it seems. And
Sea consciousness. Consciousness?
Senpai?
A ghost?
A ghost!
A girl!
Damn it. I'm gonna drop all these spare macarons.
Yeah, wow.
What does this one do? Health 400.
Meat chunk.
Maximum health. Yeah, all of the artifacts in the game have a nickname. And they're usually pretty weird. Oh, there's a stash nearby.
Ooh.
So, you may have been picking up that the gameplay to this game is not very good.
Yeah.
As I was like sort of standing there wailing rounds into this guy for like 10 minutes until he just fell over.
Yeah, it's kind of loose.
It's pretty fast and loose. Oh shit. Right, some of them are very, very hard to see.
Ha.
Yeah, just like that. I gotta remember to be careful. So, okay, so we can see that one. There's a gap here. I like this. So this is a stash.
Oh.
And it's a cross. Ooh, with jellyfish and another meat chunk. So it's like this guy's respirator and his air tanks and stuff at this cross. And like, this is such good visual storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's skeletons, but, you know, I like that, you know, he was left with his equipment.
Yeah.
Maybe it was unusable, or maybe it was the only thing of value he owned.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So, maybe the only thing he was known for. Yeah, see, that's where the bulldozer ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Like, I love this aesthetic.
It's pretty much the reason why I like this game so much. Let me see. Is it 9? Oh,
Anyone who can hear me? We've been attacked by a gang of bandits. We need help. Brothers, help us. We're in deep shit. Bandits have gone mad. Is there anyone nearby? Damn it! We're dead meat.
So another opportunity to get yourself involved with a thing or not. I'm trying to go to the primary. Okay, so yeah, we have to go talk to this guy anyway. A lot of the set pieces in this game are really, really great. Like, as you advance further, you find more of them. Like, this factory, this workshop of some sort with like a collapsed crane on top of it.
Oh, thank you, GC Chrono.
The big...
Or GG Chrono.
Big red stars.
Star, yeah. America.
Hey. We'll talk later.
Here, take the first aid kit. We need you in this firefight. Some more bandits. Let's go fuck them up. Actually, I'm gonna turn my light off. Quick save, so they're all... Ooh, that's a lot of them. I think I'm gonna make it here.
Ты покойник.
This fucker. Is that guy?
Great job, boys. We wiped them out. Everybody have some rest. And you,
I don't think I can make that shot.
Come over here. Let's have a chat.
Everybody wants to have a chat with me. It's kind of weird. Hang on, I'm just gonna like go tidy up around here.
Do you ever meet the guy who found you?
No, I don't think you do. He's just gone. Dead. There's a S.T.A.L.K.E.R branded energy drink in this game.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really good. It acts like the buff out in Fallout. Where I don't actually need all this ammo, but I'm probably gonna sell it at some point. There's no point carrying around all these like shitty guns.
Is this setting like is this like Twilight 2000 in that ammo is so much more valuable than the weapons that fire it?
It's pretty easy on resources in this game, actually. Like the default game is pretty generous with the stuff that you get.
Okay.
But a lot of mods, which we'll talk about later, will reduce this amount.
Okay.
So, hey, we got money. Thank you for information. So, this guy's leading to another guy we need to talk to, who's going to lead to another guy we need to talk to, so on, so on, so on, so forth. That's exactly how most of the encounters in this game go. It's just like, talk to this guy, who is going to tell you to talk to this guy. So we're going to save. Should we take our...
Yeah, let's take a break here.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and we'll go a little further, and then we'll talk a little more about
I think I'm going to get some booch.
Booch?
Booch.
All right, get booch on. So, burbs.
Burbs.
We're back.
With more S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl.
So, we're now going to slightly change gears. We're going to talk. We've had what, hour and a half?
Yeah,
or so of
out of the box S.T.A.L.K.E.R with
one. You can see how it looks. See how it plays. Kind of get the idea.
Is this a helium Jaffa?
I think it is a helium Jaffa.
Interesting.
Better eat it. So now, I'm going to get Cam to take point on, talking about, why is this game so popular, given that a lot of it is average, some of it's real bad, but and while we do that, well, you'll see. I hope that this worked. Okay. So, why is this game popular?
Well, I mean, from what I can tell right away, the aesthetic and feel of it is really exceptional. Like, even if the
execution is not perfect, there's enough there that you can kind of fill in the blanks.
Yeah. That this really feels like a world in which you are, desperate for survival. In the same way in a way that kind of reminds me a bit of Dark Souls.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a sci-fi version, sci-fi first-person version of Dark Souls. It has that kind of feel about it. It doesn't have it's like that missing the kind of implicit storytelling that I love so much about Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because the story to this game is bad. It's not
okay.
Good.
Yeah,
it's just kind of goofy, and at best it's kind of that's kind of interesting. At worst it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's just like the thing you click through while you're trying to get to more okay gameplay.
Yeah. That, and a lot of it is exactly that sort of okay gameplay. In fact, the way I ordinarily play this game, which I'm not right now because I'm streaming, is on the hardest difficulty.
Right. Yeah.
And people who watch my original stream of it, I just get killed over and over and over and over again. I'm quick saving and quick loading and stuff. And it's this looks like I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm not, but I'm still invested in it.
Yeah, no, I get that 100%. So, yeah, and I also really get the thing where you are heavily invested in an experience that you recognize is not good.
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to think of all of the things that I enjoy where I am just a little bit embarrassed to say that I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Where
it's just oh, this is so good, and then somebody points out the really obvious glaring fault that you just ignore.
Yeah, that you are that's true. I don't care. Or, better, and here's why I don't care. Yeah. Or here's how I can fit that. Not even fit that, but here's how I talk myself through that. Right?
Or just
when
in some ways, it's almost like a balancing act, where it's
Yeah.
like the shitty stuff about Stalker is not sufficient to outweigh the like value of what the experience I get out of it.
like I love an electronic group that you may or may not be familiar with called VNV Nation.
Oh man, I love them.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, they're awesome and really bad at music. They're completely like their melodies are. It's not good music, but I love them.
I think I have a much more similar relationship with Mind in a Box.
Okay.
Which I really love. I love them so much, and their lyrics are garbage, and some of their songs like just are weird and awkward, but their sound is so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
And here's a secret about me that I don't like at all, but I kind of actually really enjoy ICP.
Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah. And I don't own any of their albums, but I used to work in a transition house for youth coming out of youth detention centers, and those kids loved ICP. And I'm like,
they're actually pretty great.
Yeah, and the problem is that they're wildly homophobic, and their audience is also wildly homophobic, and that is a big problem.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that is like straight privilege that I can listen to them and be like,
no, this is not okay. But
it's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like, a lot of rap is like that, where it's just like, this has such a good beat and it sounds great, and they are just saying some shitty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, how?
How do I balance that?
I mean,
the truth is that you don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Lovecraft as well.
Yeah,
it's just like this classic, pillar of horror.
Yeah,
so
and also
racist.
Yeah, like actually just white supremacist, right? And a lot of people are like, yeah, but Lovecraft was a product of his time, and you're like, no, because like even at his time, people were like, we can't publish this. Could you take the part out about like, the inferior races of the world? And he's like, no, that's integral. And what makes it interesting, I think, is the idea that you can look at a lot of these things and learn a lot about the world that they were written in. Right? Because like Lovecraft's racism isn't the product of the world that he lived in, because even then, his world was not that as racist as he was. What it is it's an interesting document because Lovecraft was really writing about how upset he was that all of the hierarchies that he took for granted in his life, namely the fact that his white skin made him superior, were becoming upended. Right? And that he was discovering an actual like other order to the world where none of the hierarchies that made his world make sense actually existed.
I think the big mistake is, when schools try to do stuff like ban Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer, because they're like, they have the N-word in it. It's like,
yeah,
you are missing the entire point of
like that isn't the problem, right? The problem is your reaction to it, right? Like it's like how I really enjoy The Tempest.
Yeah.
Jesus, we have to rename libraries?
Well, just one of them, I think.
Okay.
I really hope this works, because it might just explode.
Yeah.
One time, please work. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay, so far so good.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
So
go ahead and continue.
Yeah. And like, yeah, The Tempest is... Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's this character Caliban in The Tempest, right? Who is... who is a cannibal, and basically the villain of the play, and is the slave of Prospero, and is characterized as being like either a Mediterranean, or not Mediterranean, a Caribbean indigenous person, or a slave from Africa, and it's like that's mega racist.
Yep.
So that doesn't invalidate the experience or that story, But it does mean that we kind of have to talk about it when we talk about why we like it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's actually quite valuable, right? To engage with those things. Oh, this is... Huh.
Yeah. So, not to leave that
thread
of conversation at all, but
Кончай уже.
game modding
Всё, завязывай.
is one of the most unusual, interesting things to happen to content, because it's not even like iterative work. It's actually completely transformative work. It's not like I took this painting and sort of copied it. It's like it changes the entire way the piece is experienced, which I think is really fascinating. It's like almost like the ultimate death of the author expression, right?
Where you can be like, we found this game that somebody else made and have now made a new game on top of it.
Yeah.
So
make sure that this is set
this
properly.
was called Autumn.
Autumn Aurora 2.1.
Okay. I like that, Gigi Chrono. The idea of modding as fan fiction.
Yeah, in a way.
This is wildly different.
Yep.
Есть что-то стоящее?
Same game, same engine, a lot of the same content, but
is our game gone?
I think we still have it saved, but I wouldn't worry about it. So I just sort of want to go through this again and just see how different this is just one example among many that takes a lot of the sort of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R out of the box looks pretty good, but what the modding community has done to it is kind of breathtaking sometimes. Just the amount of work that has gone into transforming and making it look as good as possible. I'm having the weirdest sensation of deja vu. So even your weapon models, sound effects, everything just changed to reflect what the modders felt was the best expression of this experience.
I really like the sky.
It's very nice. I think this has dynamic weather and shit in it.
Well, I know one of the mods that you played a lot was Misery.
That one was for the second sequel. But yes,
Shadow of Pripyat?
Call of Pripyat.
Call of Pripyat.
Yeah, which, again, enormously changed the game, especially as far as gameplay was concerned.
Дружище, не шелести особо.
Hello.
Дай поясню ситуацию. Мужики, тут волк прислал нам подмогу и приказ атаковать. Так что вперед, геройствовать.
So, yeah, what is I'm just trying to find where we ended up in the conversation. So this is the same thing, but it's very different. And I think that they've also incorporated a bunch of equipment, gameplay tweaks alongside the sort of obvious visual upgrades.
Okay.
Which again makes it different.
Oh!
I'm okay. I can sort of see through that wall, but it's fine. So stuff like this gunplay is, now kind of not as shitty.
Yeah.
As it was before, with the clumsy animations and the goofy sounds and the visuals that were, alright, but
I can tell what kind of weapons people are using by the sounds.
Yeah. The lighting's so much nicer.
Oh! Ah!
Just trying to shoot my dick off. Uh-oh. I don't speak that language, but I know what that noise means.
Something grenade.
Granato. I got it. Oh, piss. Oh, right, I'm using bandages, which is no longer a quick action. Cheeky breaky. Oh, fuck. Nang, 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 nang.
Shamu!
Let's go ahead and medkit. We don't have a medkit. We do not have bandages or anything. Okay, well, we're maybe okay. This is also on, like, novice still, so they made it harder.
Hmm.
Does this guy have anything? Bullets. Come on. I think I'm bleeding out.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, the idea of modding as creating an entirely new game out of an existing game.
Yeah.
Leading to some, like, not only the idea of, like, you know, Skyrim mods that change the game radically, or
like,
Stalker mods.
That's where you
but
got
like
the original Team Fortress.
Yeah. Dota.
Yeah. Where the sort of, like, transformative work ends up creating something entirely new. Which is pretty exciting. I gotta be a lot more careful. Because we're not even on, like, a super hard difficulty. Whoa! Okay, well, this game isn't fucking around. Could have sworn I put this on easy difficulty.
Yeah, Counter-Strike.
But yeah, it's like, it's interesting what creating a game mod, you know, of this type anyways, says about the game. It's just like, I liked that, but there were problems with it. The very same kind of problems that we've been discussing.
Yeah, and this is how
like,
we correct that.
For various interpretations of correct.
Correct.
And it's interesting the number of different mods represent a lot of different schools of thoughts about what was wrong or what could be improved about this game. So you get ones that make the game a lot easier because they give you, like, virtually unlimited stamina and, like, you know, shit tons of equipment and all this, you know, stuff that you can use to make things a lot easier in your life. And then there's games that like it's much more common, at least for Stalker mods, to have the survival kind of, like, brutal difficulty emphasized. So, like, you know, this game, like S.T.A.L.K.E.R, as you said, Misery is like that. It's just like focus on, you know, enhancing the survival aspect of it. New weapon animations for everything.
I like how you can the hammer positions on the shotgun.
Yeah.
Tell you what chambers are empty.
Yep.
Or what chambers have been fired.
Oh, piss. Let's bandage. We don't have a bandage. But let's reload. I don't think that's how the ejectors work, but sure. I don't... Oh, okay, there we go. There. Ooh, cigarettes. Hey, remember when we were talking about what cigarettes trade for? I guess
we're gonna find out. Sorry, I'm eating these things. I'm mega hungry.
Whoa, he does not look okay. Hold on. Ugh! That is a handsome man. Alright, I'm gonna look around for some first aid because I'm super fucksword. Oh, they're all empty. So, I might actually end up playing this mod because every once in a while I will come back to Stalker whenever there's like a new hot modding experience to be had, because I like the game enough that whenever I replay it, I definitely want to do it without mods. But I thought it was very important to show you what the base game looks like, to see it in a
Right.
sort of very unvarnished, as you said. It really is, in every sense of the word, an unpolished gem. And part of that was the sort of development cycle it went forward. Technical limitations. Notice that everybody has way less ammo.
Yeah.
For you to pick up.
How did you select this mod?
I went looking for what's the best Stalker mod in recent memory, and a bunch of people mentioned this, and I had not played it before.
Okay.
I used to play this game with one called Lurk, which impressed me a lot because it had a very minimal UI. Wait, what is this? Water flask? Bitter chocolate. Oh, I like this.
God, finding a candy bar on a guy you just killed is like the saddest shit.
Yeah. That is really sad. You'll probably get over it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, I'm living with the grief.
Yeah. It's like, such a shame. Well,
he's not using it anymore.
That's fine. So modders, taking a thing that they like, and improving on it, and the various different mods that come out, and various different little mini mods and so forth. Not just for this game, representing what people thought could be improved. It's like
right. Well, what do you think of modding as an act of criticism? Or
it's really interesting because you're absolutely right. It is kind of an act of criticism. It's like, I like this except for this.
Yeah, and I actually, because of the way that games work, I can actually just change that.
Yep. Oh, when I get exhausted, the world turns black and white.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, things get more washed out. Fucking helicopter.
Does the army just buzz you guys sometimes?
Not so much. But it's interesting to see, because you get this whole cornucopia of just like different things. Like, I'm gonna bring up the Fallout and like Skyrim modding communities. So like, you know what? I love this fantasy game, but what it really needs is anime titty.
Yeah, well, like,
and that's not my preference, but it's like certainly what
I can understand that, I guess.
I can grok that. Thomas the Tank Engine, yeah.
Yeah, like there was that video Graham showed us, I think last year, of just like Skyrim with every mod.
Every mod?
Right.
Not every mod, but
like the game ended, or the video ended with the guy making the video being like, "This is stupid. Come on, Master Chief, let's get out of here." And he like turns around to walk away, and Master Chief just like appears.
Yeah, what he said. Okay, let's trade these. So yeah, in some ways, unless you're doing like deliberately a trolley kind of mod, you are kind of. Oh, that's interesting. It is an act of criticism. Which is, it's an act of criticism expressed by an example. I really wonder how game devs feel about modding, and I'm sure it depends on the person.
Yeah.
But like, how did the members of GCU Game World feel about this? It's like, because on the one hand, it's like these are in some way major love letters to the game, and in another, it's just like you didn't do it right. Here, let me do it for you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
Well, like in a lot of respects, we are also in every respect that matters. We are also creators.
Yep.
Right. I mean, how would we feel about somebody taking one of our videos and re-editing it to be good?
That
right?
That actually happened at Desert Bus.
Really?
Yeah, it was really good and very funny.
Neat. I said neat there, but I had a ball in my...
Neat.
I had a Jaffa in my mouth.
Is there anything down here?
Yeah, nobody mods a game they hate.
Yeah. That's...
Well, that's probably not true, but...
Well...
The amount of work put
I
into
feel like
this.
generally speaking, any mod worth its salt is made by somebody who likes it on some level. To Tourist delight! Does food still heal you? It makes a munching noise. This weather is so wild. So I guess the question is like, so what? I mean, maybe it's early to pop that one, but I kind of want to talk about. Like,
I don't think it's early at all. I mean, in many ways, the so what should be our thesis statement when we start off.
Indeed.
That, well, I think like the so what for this is fairly clear, right? That you can, it is okay to like things that are not perfect, and you don't have to make excuses for them.
Yeah. In fact, I think it would be difficult to find something that
that is perfect.
Oh, hello.
Does that guy just have like a Remington?
No, it's like a full-length shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm pretty stoked about.
Like an actual like fowling piece?
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's difficult for things to be, you know, perfect because they're not. It's if everything's subjective anyway, you know, your idea of finding anything that even like glimpses perfection seems unlikely. Oh, look at this. That shit in there.
Do you see over-under shotguns very often?
Primarily in hunting.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I didn't realize how expensive these are.
Really?
Yeah, they're fucking like $2,000. Hello.
Where'd it go?
Away. Up and out. Oh, you can see the stalker insignia on your wrist.
Yeah. I thought it was like...
Yeah, I know, but if it's worth getting once, it's worth getting twice.
I guess so, yeah. See, a lot of people in chat right now are talking about XCOM Long War, which I have played. And mainly, I didn't like because it took all the tedious parts of XCOM and made them 150 hours long.
So yeah, that's interesting. This is the sort of thing I was talking about, is like various interpretations of what people think could be improved. And what that tells me is that what the people who made that mod got out of that game is like, I really love, you know, just like grinding on shit as hard as possible, and I want more shit to grind on.
Yeah.
It's like how you would probably not be that into a mod for Civ that added a shit ton more units.
Yeah.
But if it added more like flavor or more story stuff,
yeah,
you would like that.
I would actually, the mod I want for Civ 6
is
one that lets me add my own great works.
Ooh.
And artists, or great artists, great people, basically.
That's cool. Who would
like,
you add?
Oh god, there's so many people. Like just the great works of music alone, or the great musicians, because the way the game works is that you can, depending on your government and the wonders and buildings you build, you can generate great people every once in a while. And they have different effects, but 3 of them are great writers, great artists, and great musicians.
What the fuck?
Did you just find a claymore?
I don't know what just happened. I picked up a gas can and it blew up. Was that a booby trap?
It must have been booby trapped.
Всегда.
Oh man.
Such is life in the zone.
Stalker.
I got riggedy wrecked there. Now I'm curious. Yeah, this definitely feels a lot more like Misery, which I like because I really liked Misery, even though it was miserable for various interpretations of that. It was so good. I liked Misery a lot. It was like everything I liked about S.T.A.L.K.E.R and just rub it into my skin.
Oh god, what is that meme from? The Russian
feels good.
Yeah,
I think it's from a skincare commercial.
Yeah, but it's like
feels good, man.
Well, the Cosmoline.
Or yeah. Oh, yeah. rubbing the Cosmoline on yourself.
The other place, the other game forums or subreddits that I see that used in a lot are the subreddit for Wargame.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like a screenshot of a MiG-23 like wiping out a column of Abrams, and it's just like a Russian pilot being like, "Yes."
Jesus, that's pretty messed up. Apply directly to the forehead. I've not read the Metro books. I've actually played the Metro series, and this is also another interesting thing. I played a little bit of a couple of the Metro games, and I did not like them. I like. By all accounts, I should have liked those games a lot.
So quick save here.
Yeah, definitely gonna quick save here. And I can see what the hell. Maybe it's because I knifed it? Oh, I think it's because I knifed it and it just blew up.
Yeah, gasoline does that.
When you knife it? Okay.
Very fashionable. I like how the character animation changes.
What a chode. Why do I have a gas can with a K, spelled with a K?
Cans. He goes 500 hectares on single tank of kerosene.
500 hectares. Yeah, like the Metro series, I really wanted it to be Stalker, and it just wasn't. It had a very similar aesthetic, but the story was like more in my face and more lame sci-fi than I could deal with. Because like this game will like has a bad story, but it'll parcel it out like a little bit at a time, and a lot of it you can just sort of walk past.
Right.
This was just like, hello, comrade. I have to tell story at you all time as you walk through cutscene that you cannot get through. I'm going to talk at you with shitty Russian accent. And just like these characters that I hated instantly. You know, they just like I think it was in Last Light where you get paired up with this woman who's like she's the bitchy one.
Ugh.
You know that archetype, which is just like I am strong woman, which
strong
means that
character.
I'm just like an asshole.
Ugh.
Because that's what it was just the worst. This is new.
Although it did have a really cool Nixie tube watch.
Yes, like a lot of the aesthetic of that game, I liked it, but it didn't twig the thing that I wanted out of it. Ow! 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 We're dead. Kablamo!
Is this a new Outlast game? Who said that?
Yeah, Alex, Joe wants to talk to you.
Oh, hi, Joe.
Hello.
Come on over. Hey, everyone, it's Joe Trollo.
Hey!
What's
I
up?
remember how to get through
We walked past a warm cookie shop and brought cookies.
Oh, snap.
Oh my god.
May I have one?
So there's a snickerdoodle and 2 chocolate chips.
Oh, I grabbed a snickerdoodle. This is very exciting.
I'm cool.
Thank you so much. You're heading out tomorrow, or?
I leave tomorrow early.
Okay,
No,
well,
I fucked
have
up.
a great trip.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, safe travels, and it was great to meet you IRL.
Fuck.
We have met before.
Fuck.
Last year,
Fuck.
Or? We met at PAX West.
Oy.
Right.
And at Midwest Media Expo in 2014.
Holy crap, I have no memory. I'm so sorry, dude.
That's alright, it was like 2.5 years ago. So.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, sorry. At cons, I'm just like, hi. I'm overwhelmed right now.
Moosey, where's Moosey?
Well,
Moosey's having a dissociative episode right now. Where Moosey
God.
doesn't quite know where it is.
I will leave you to your stream.
Oh, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Have a great trip.
Thanks.
This is so good.
At the, dinner?
I won't be there.
Me neither.
But
Well, next time.
Next time, yeah.
ah, shit. I'm okay. I'm not okay. We'll try that again. This is so much harder. I think I actually need to set them off with the bolts.
Yeah. I almost slammed into your back at Lurkon, Mamo. I'm sorry. And Sarah Sarin, an awesome Dalek.
Ah, shit. Shit, fuck, shit. Shitting, fuck. Fucking I swear I saved up here.
Huh. I honestly don't remember most of my time at cons.
It happens. Excuse me.
Throw more dots.
Throw more dots. God damn it. No, I can't remember how to do this properly. Wow.
Someone in chat is saying that in this mod, there's a safe spot that travels along the tunnel.
Oh, that's what I figured. Son of a bitch! Hold on. Okay, let's just watch for it.
Yeah, S.T.A.L.K.E.R got shocked by the anomaly. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, what the
Who the fuck was that? God damn it. Welp. I just want to... Do I have 500 rubles? I'm going to just bribe my way through. This is so fucking hard. I tried just running. It doesn't work. I have 83 rubles. It's this or nothing. Ay. Okay, we made it halfway through. Let's save here. Okay.
That's good cooking.
Okay. Well, we have half of our health left. This is much more in keeping with my traditional experience of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Do we have subtitles in this version? No dice. Oh well. So we were talking about this game before I got obliterated by anomalies.
What were we on?
A couple different things, just like how modding has an active criticism. Yeah, I guess it in some ways it's kind of the logical conclusion of like at least video game criticism. Anyway, there's just like, oh,
see ya.
God damn it! I don't have one.
I like how
I used it up!
I like how the end of that is, see ya!
Well, we might have just bricked here. Actually, what happened here? I don't have a med kit. But... it's just as good. Whoa! Oh, that was worth it. Such an a-hole. I bet you those doges are gonna be on our ass momentarily. Is that a Browning high power?
It's a Fabric National.
Left ejecting one too. Nice.
My dad told a story about a friend of his who was in the French Air Force in Algeria, and he was just like a conscript, right? So he was on like airfield defense detail, and whenever there was an alert on the base, he would run into the kitchen and start peeling potatoes because their rifles were right ejecting, and he's left-handed.
Oh no!
So whenever he fired the rifle at all, it sent hot brass down his shirt, which was open because they were in North Africa.
Oh god!
Right?
That's fucked.
Kill him. He drops a sweet shotgun.
It is a sweet shotgun. I don't know how that side saddle is holding those shells. Oh, there's a little clip. I see. Sorry, magazine. No, it's a clip. Uh-oh. Who are these hungry-looking fellas? Don't. Oh, fuck! Ah! Why did I assume it was loaded? Oh, wow.
I've heard that there's the new translation by what's her name, Bormashenko, is really, really good. Like, I've read her translation of Hard to Be a God, and I loved it. It's the Doge Man.
What the fucking do it. That was classic Stalker, by the way. So this kind of gets into the thing that I'm talking about. Is like a lot of my fondest memories of Stalker are playing with mods.
Yeah.
That add shit like that, or even in the base game, stuff like that happens where it's just like, oh, I just assumed that this gun was loaded, and the first time I had to have it work, my hammer falls on an empty chamber, and I'm like, ugh.
Isn't that just good firearm discipline, though? You always assume it's loaded?
Yeah. Not quite that way. Goodbye. I'm okay. No, I am not okay.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh, dear. Yep, just like, click. I don't like this at all. He's got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Fuck, he's totally just right behind there, isn't he? Fuck is he? Good! So
Those are absolutely going to be my last words.
Yeah, same. I'm just gonna be like, or some sort of like weird expulsion.
I wonder what percentage of any human that has ever lived has had their last words being ding.
Oh dear. Probably not something that we want to think about. Chathon.
It was like when you were playing, my lasting memory of you playing Metro was watching you and Beej play it, and Beej seeing you getting to wherever the Spartan base was, and Beej looking at the Cyrillic spelling of Sparta and going, Snopta.
Snopta! Dude! These fuckers. Okay, so this shotgun's garbage, by the way. It has a really unresponsive trigger.
Oh, that sucks.
So I'm gonna switch to the other one. Because you notice I was shooting when the guys were not shooting at me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unload this. Get this one. Reload it.
Dude!
Dude. I hope this is sort of showing visually my interest in this.
What the fuck is up with your wrist, dude?
Don't worry about it, it's fine. Never didn't have it.
The AI seems better in this.
A little bit. Yeah, that's another thing in that game.
What is up with your wrist?
It's fine.
No! Oh god, I don't like it at all.
Is he out? Oh, he's behind there. I don't know what he's shooting at. Where the fuck? Where is he?
Building.
Is he? Hold on. This is freaking me out. Is he behind the APC? He's not behind the APC. Where? He's not in the tower. Ah, come on! Fuck! Holy moly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Okay, we're gonna get this guy, and then we're gonna talk about the game some more. Okay, I see him moving.
Like, Deja Vu, that is, I think, the iconic Cam and Alex quote.
What, ning?
No, the, what do you think this guy's hopes and dreams are as you line up a headshot?
Yeah.
And me being like, let's have a look and find out.
Did he go back there? Yeah, the AI definitely seems smarter. Like, they don't usually evade me like this. I'm actually having the room clear.
Wow.
Oy.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna play this at home now. This is really good.
You're sold on it again?
Yeah, well, it's not hard to get me back into Stalker.
Huh.
And just be like, hey, there's a new mod and it looks prettier, and it's like, done.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know if this is like the AI or if we're just like having a confirmation bias. But we've got an AK-74 SU.
That's the submachine version, right? Or the SMG?
Same ammunition, but it's short.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So kind of like the equivalent of an M4? That's the new
yeah, I
American
guess so.
carbine, right?
Yeah. Oh, and it actually ejects out the right side.
Or I guess it's probably totally incorrect to start calling like the AK-40 or the Kalashnikov family and like the M16 family in any way like equivalents, right?
Yeah, not really. I mean, like starting with the type of round they fire, they're pretty different. It's like AK variants shoot big bullet, go through many cinder block.
Shoot through many school. Shoot through many feet of hospital.
Fuck. Whereas the 5.56 like American NATO standard round is just like tiny round so you can carry more bullets, and we're not allowed to make fragmenting ammunition, but we just manufactured it cheap enough that it tumbles and falls apart.
Yeah.
So it's
like
fragmenting
I remember
ammunition.
hearing like this guy talk about like basically like the experience of watching someone next to him get shot with a 5.56 round and getting shot in the chest but having the top of his head blown off.
Yeah, I hear that
because like it
just
actually ricocheted off his sternum and went up through his throat.
That's super grody.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Let's see how this encounter goes.
Oh, he killed him.
Holy moly. Okay, so I think everything does more damage now.
The least reliable gun, or the most reliable gun for the least reliable people. Is what somebody said in chat.
Fuck. Yeah. Oh, dear. So, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. This kind of bad game that I really, really love.
Yep. And that is okay.
That is super okay. Well, that was about as decisive as I would imagine this sort of fight would be.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. I tried. Oh, how I tried. Oh, how I tried.
Внимание всем. Говорит без командира отряда нейтралов. Мы выбили бандитов со стоянки брошенной техники.
Such is life in the zone.
Контратаку. У нас мало сил, так что кто может помочь, присоединяйтесь.
Sidearm. I should probably dump some of this stuff because I'm gonna be overweight soon. And yeah, like the interesting ways in which people choose to sort of like
interact with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interact with it, criticize it, transform it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just want to see how different all these areas are. But I'm identifying a bunch of these items from Misery.
Yeah.
Like the models or the... Nice. That helmet looks like it's from... What's it called? Oh, he's got the med kit right in his pocket. Hey, what's up? I don't know why I'm doing this. There's like less guys on my side.
Oh yeah, because if you saved that guy previously.
Well, no. Like in the base game, he had like 2 other guys with him.
Right.
Yeah, it does look like the Metro helmet.
Who's this thirsty fella?
A knee dude? How many levels of squat are you on, my friend? Like 5 or 6, my dude.
5 or 6, my comrade.
You are like a little brat.
Watch this.
Yeah! Oh, fuck. This is not going to go well for me. Is that a grenade? I think that was a grenade. I just noticed something now. I do not have an ammo counter.
Interesting.
Oh. What was this? Oh, outfit repair kit. Oh shit, we're fucked. Rawr! Fuck y'all, mother... Goodbye. Fuck. How many layers of Stalker model you want? Like 5 or 6. You were like a little baby.
Watch this
Vasco.
glitch.
And it's just like, X-ray engine has stopped working. That's true.
Stalker.exe has stopped responding.
Yeah. So we were winding around to so what?
Yeah. And I think it's just the so what for this is the idea that it is important to engage with the things that you like.
Yeah, which
right?
is
and
a theme
be able
that
to recognize. Yeah.
Where their faults are. Not necessarily like being able to enjoy stuff in spite of faults, but at the same time not excusing them from that.
Yeah, which I think is just generally an important skill to have as a human that has to live in this world.
Yeah, I mean it's like there's some weird stuff in fandom about the people who really like a thing or even like just a character, and because they like them, they will reject criticism of it, and they will like insist that a character is not actually this way. I'm gonna invoke Homestuck here.
Right.
There's a couple of characters, I'm not even gonna name them, they are awful people. They are written to be awful people, and they're really effective villains.
Yeah.
And there's people who love and identify with them.
Yeah.
And will go way out of their way to insist that they are not actually awful people.
Right.
When they are.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like
or it's like the Star Wars fans who are like, the Empire did nothing wrong.
Right. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
I know you
like
their snappy uniforms and cool gear and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But you just it's like whoopee shit.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, they're just misunderstood. It's like, no, they aren't.
Yeah, no.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. They are actually cartoon villains.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like you just need to be honest with what something is like.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not to say you cannot like something that has any amount of flaw, because I have bad news for you. Everything has flaws.
Yeah.
It's on some level.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess like the caution being like, assess those flaws carefully, because like sometimes people will exaggerate them, other times they will not. They will, people will play things up, people will play things down.
Yeah.
You have to use your best judgment to figure out where something is actually at.
Absolutely. And because when you're able to do that honestly and clearly, you can actually contribute to making something better.
Yeah, well, it's like you can really learn from it.
Yeah.
It's just like, because there's people who have who've definitely learned from this game and like various other games that have been kind of turned into various different projects. It's like people who have taken these modding projects and gone on to do their own things, or like games that have kind of adapted along this line. That's how we learn and how we advance.
Yeah.
Make cool stuff.
Yeah, that you iterate on the things that you like, right? And try to identify the things you don't like so you don't have to make those same mistakes, right? That's a very biological process, right?
Selection.
Where in some ways, the story of life on Earth can be the story of failing upwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like on Watch and Play, it's like, don't do these things.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, the worst games that I've played do a lot of the same things the same way wrong.
Yeah.
And it, like, in that sort of volume, I think in the experience that I've had playing these games, it's like I've been able to identify a bunch of different things that are just like, this doesn't work, and people do it because it's easy.
Yeah.
And they think it creates something that it doesn't. It's like, I know you think you are creating gameplay, you are making a tired trope or a chore.
Yeah.
That is easy to create. It's just like, and it's not even necessarily that these things have to be bad. They're just carried out in the same way. Lazily.
Yeah.
It's like there's not actually a problem with a mechanic of keys and doors. But if that's all your game is, that sucks.
Yeah.
And if it's always the same key and the same door, and it's the like obvious thing that's just sitting there, it's just like, here is a key to that door.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls has a shitload of keys, but they're all interesting, and you find them in interesting ways. And you encounter them in
and
weird
they're
ways.
kind of like integrated into the world.
And the keys
right?
themselves have a personality.
Yeah.
And the doors themselves have personality.
Yeah. They aren't just impediments to create a loop. Right?
And,
well, necessarily. Like, some of them are literally, like...
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of gates.
Yeah,
right?
they're gates, but, like, just because something, is a gate doesn't mean you can't make it interesting.
Yeah, and you also have the option to skip a bunch of them.
Yeah. And the same thing for, like, a lot of stuff that I encountered. Like, I played a game on the last Watch and Play that was just, like, every possible shitty, lazy gameplay trope imaginable. It's just, like, keys and doors, mazes, and first-person jumping.
Ugh.
And I figured out why those show up so often. Because they're super easy to implement.
Right.
It's so easy. You just, like, put in some geometry and you've got a maze. It's like, it's gameplay! Only it's not.
Yeah,
you just built a fucking cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
For the player to get fucking lost in.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even think about, like, level design. It was just like, how do we confuse the player as much as possible to pad out this experience?
Yeah. Well, like, there was, Hey Ash, What You Playin' once, where they were talking, I forget what game they were talking about, but the father who's sitting in the chair is talking about how you don't have to watch Citizen Kane, you can watch Paul Blart Mall Cop 10 times, and that will have 10 times the value of Citizen Kane. Right? Because they're talking about basically, like, gameplay padding.
Yeah. God.
Right? You can just get way more value out of Paul Blart Mall Cop by watching it over and over again than you can by watching a good movie that only lasts, like, 2.5 hours.
That sounds terrible. It's like, but it's more value. It's, like, I characterize this sometimes as, like, do you want the pint of Haagen-Dazs or the 4 liters of shitty, like grocery store
foam.
ice milk?
Yeah.
Like, ice milk foam.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes that ice milk foam is exactly what you want at that moment.
Yeah. And sometimes, like, the Haagen-Dazs, like, sometimes...
It's
also not a perfect analogy because
it's
sometimes you want to play, like... You can just go back and play a game over and over again, and sometimes it's a lot of fun, even if it's not, like, transcendent. And I'm not sure Gone Home, for example, has a lot of replay.
No, it doesn't. It has very little, I think. Because replay value is one among many qualities a game can have. That in some ways is like its own discussion.
It was Gone Home, okay, that they were actually doing in that. Nyang.
This is not good cover. This is very poor cover.
Wasn't the Hind designed to have, like, a very narrow front?
Maybe?
Might have been.
A Hind D. What's a Russian gunship doing here? I do like that the guys did not really seem to lift a finger to save themselves. Oh, fuck, it's empty. And I got shot in the face.
Ow.
How is the AI in this game? It's in this mod it seems a little better. In the base game it's very bad. So, like, things that are, if we're gonna be honest about Stalker, things that are bad in Stalker. The story's not great. It's there. Graphically, it has a lot of potential. There's a lot of glitchiness to it. Overall the design is very good though. The AI is not very good. There's a lot of, like, characters wandering around and, like, crouching in corners and shit like that. The character animation is even worse. The sort of, like, hang on, let me get my gun.
Very Quake 2.
I have my gun now. It's just like, or they just do that weird, like, pivot to face you where they don't move their feet and they just sort of, like, look gormlessly at you. The actual gameplay itself of, like, shooting stuff is not very good. It's a lot of standing 1,000 yards apart and, like, taking pot shots until one of you gets one-shotted.
Right.
It's even worse on the difficulty levels that I generally play this game at, especially considering the AI is broken and doesn't care about nighttime.
Where that's frustrating.
They spot you 1,000 yards away and will one-shot you with their pistol. Which is just like... Okay. They just suddenly have like laser vision. They curve the Makarov bullet around the cover, and just like it's pretty ridiculous. But I love S.T.A.L.K.E.R so much. Why do I love S.T.A.L.K.E.R so much? Well, it's a really great atmospheric experience, and this is what I think I was coming back to, because like once upon a time I believed that a game had to be fun to be successful. I don't believe that anymore. I think a game has to create an experience to be successful.
Okay.
And that experience can be and in some ways that's the same as like every other medium, right? Where it's like a movie has to give you a particular type of experience, and it's not necessarily just like, you know, one that's entertaining. You know, it could be something that's like profound or insightful or inspiring or something like that. And there's like just so many qualities that could, you know, you can get out of like books, out of music, out of movies and stuff like that. And in some ways, video games, I think, at least from their history, are kind of pigeonholed into being entertainment. Right. Right? Like they are expected for you to have like a fun time. Okay. And like there's room within that, you know, different types of fun. Yeah. But it's also like still kind of narrow and in terms of like the gamut of human experience.
Well, yeah, and like there are a lot of other kinds of media that are based around actually making you feel things, and only one of those things is happy. Yeah. So it's like it's interesting, you know, because like we're seeing a lot more games that are being much more experimental with the kind of experiences they make, and a lot of the games that we've played on Talking Simulator, you know, something like Gone Home. It's like that game's not fun. No. Which is, you know, I imagine some part of why it got panned so hard, but it's just like it's engaging and kind of like frightening. And frightening, and also like sort of heartfelt, sort of like there's nostalgia to that game. There's all these different sensations that you don't ordinarily associate with a game, especially in a first-person game, which is why I thought it was so interesting. Yeah. You know, it's like a game that has put me in this perspective in a game world has never made me feel like this before. Yeah, where and that's like really cool. Yeah, the first-person perspective is one of the most powerful things that a game can offer. Yeah, I would think. Where, God, that was really hedging. The first-person perspective is very powerful. Period. Yeah. And using that perspective instead of like putting a weapon in front of you. Well, yeah, that's making you actually feel the concern that you would feel for your little sister, who you can't find, and you are worried about her. Yeah. Right? I think that's really, really great and really important that we have more things. And it's like, don't worry, the shooters will stay around. We're not going to stop making them. And in the same way that like video games, full stop, have had their roots in pure entertainment, like quarter gobbling, you know, arcade machines. The first-person perspective archetype of video game has had its history in Wolfenstein, in Doom, in Quake, in stuff like that. It's all like shooting games. And those are important, influential, really good games whose genetics are now being utilized to tell different stories and make different experiences, and I think that's really exciting. Yeah. And this game, you know, is one of those examples. It is still, you know, top to bottom, a shooter. It's a military shooter. But it's really different from a lot of them. It's not just like, you know, it's like, you are in the base to defeat the enemies. Yeah, return to combat zone. You know, return to combat zone. Ramirez, I have some shit for you to do. And, you know, there's still aspects of that. But, the feel, the battlefield in this game is pretty different from, you know, your kind of standard military shooter that you would see. And I also just think it's really unusual to see the Russian perspective on a post-apocalyptic world, or a post-nuclear world. That it is so different in character from the most popular American one, which is Fallout. Yeah. Well, as you said, you know, Fallout is about adventure, and this one's about survival. Yeah. Because, Fallout is, you know, you're sort of thrown out into the world. It's like, oh, man, I'm going to get into... I'm going to get into some trouble. Ho-ho! Yeah.
This is like, I hope I live to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's aspects that each of them, kind of borrow from one another. But overall,
like I would love to see some Russian criticism of this game.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the Russians would think of this. Or
game is shit.
Yeah, it's like where they're like,
or Ukrainian.
Game is fun, but I'm really tired of all this nationalistic shit. Right? Like I don't know what the Russian perspective on this is.
Oh man. But yeah, they're very even survival mode in Fallout 4 doesn't come close to Stalker. Yeah, it's just not the same. And it's like, gameplay wise and aesthetics wise, and I like them both. I really like both of them. For pretty different but also kind of similar reasons. It's a little confusing. I liked Fallout 4 a lot, and then I ended up dropping it right at the end, and I haven't gone back really. I played a little bit with mods, but then I was like, I think I'm done with this. But Stalker, I pick this game up every couple of years and just play it again.
I think there's an Eve joke in here somewhere. Like reading Russian fiction, specifically the S.T.A.L.K.E.R brothers' Hard to Be a God, really kind of like opened me up to that existing in sci-fi, right? Yeah. Whereas before, you read like Crime and Punishment and you're like, I didn't know what it was like to be Russian, but now I feel like there's a deep inherent Russianness to this, right? Or you can watch the, have you ever seen Soviet Winnie the Pooh?
Maybe I have.
It's on YouTube, and it is it's from like the 1980s, I want to say, and it's like not bad animation, but quite clearly cheap animation. Like it's very emotive, basically. But the Russians get your.
They understand.
Let me tell you, the Russians are like, yes, capitalist bear is very unusual, but children love him. But this donkey, yes.
I also wonder.
Donkey speaks to soul.
Yeah, I also wonder what the difference, culturally between Russia and Ukraine is, because that's something that we sort of use them interchangeably, but I'm positive that's completely unfair.
Yeah, and like the Russians and Ukrainians probably would have very strong words for us on that. Yeah. So. That's how Winnie the Pooh sings in Russian Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, the different character of Soviet era science fiction, like Hard to Be a God. At one point, it's about a scientist who comes from like, as much as a lot of American sci-fi was about like an American utopian Earth reaching out into space, this was a Soviet utopian Earth, where a scientist from this Earth is sent out to study basically a failed colony world that cannot break out of the Dark Ages. Like whatever happened to this colony world, they're stuck in a very kind of like medieval, very dark, upsetting Dark Age, and they've been stuck in it for a long time. And he's being sent there to watch what they think is going to be the emergence of the Enlightenment, and they want to study this because they're anthropologists, and it never happens. And at one point, he's talking with a scholar who's like, yeah, they're going to come for me soon. And he's like, why do you let them do this? Right? Like, why do you meekly submit to being tortured like this instead of concentrating on the meaning of life, which is to create the most good for the most people? And I was like, there it is. There's the Russianness to this, like, or specifically like the Soviet utopian aspect to it, where like the world he's come from has solved life, right? They know what life is for, and that is to create a better world for people. And at another point, he's talking to a blacksmith who's like, yeah, well, meet the old boss, same as the old boss after this revolution takes place. And he's like, motherfucker, let me explain this to you. There are 10,000 of you in this city, and you have hammers, and you're all really big guys, and there's maybe 200 of these people. And the guy's like, what's your point?
Overthrow them, you dumbass!
And he's like, oh!
Why won't you revolt? Oh, man. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, the Bormashenko translation of Hard to Be a God is Good is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah,
And I liked it a lot.
somebody pointed out yet another post-apocalyptic game that's really, really bad that I thoroughly enjoyed was the Mad Max game.
Oh, yeah.
From this year or last year?
Mm-hmm.
I had such a gas with that game.
Okay.
And again, it was probably pretty bad. The story was dog shit. Holy fuck. That story made me mad by the end. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
It was just like, are you fucking with me? Like, that one actually made me... Like, this story's lame. That story was aggressively terrible. But the aesthetics of the world that they made were just like...
They got Mad Max.
Yeah. And the gameplay itself was actually very, very good.
Okay.
And there was some legit criticism. Like, I think Jim Sterling really hated that game because he was like, "Oh, it's like nothing but chores," and it's like, you're right.
Yeah.
Because they populate this map with just a shitload of like laundry lists of dumbass stuff to do.
Yeah.
But I really liked doing that dumbass stuff, and it was just fun to sort of grind on it.
Mm-hmm. Deja vu. I'm not excusing the Soviet Union
No.
at all. I'm just saying that like the character of the science fiction world was based on like as much as like it was a Soviet utopian idea, right? Or not even, it wasn't even Soviet nationalism. It was the idea that like this is the world we understand, the world that we've grown up in.
Yeah.
And therefore our perfect science fiction world is going to be influenced by that. And that is very different from the one that I personally grew up in as being someone who grew up in the sphere of influence of the United States.
The story makes more sense if you pretend everyone's having a heat stroke. Yeah, actually.
Like I read, or I actually, no, didn't read, saw a video review of Mad Max where the guy was talking about the thing that is most interesting in Mad Max is how almost everything that everyone does is a waste, right? Like there will be long action sequences where a guy will like try to jump from one vehicle to another and just miss and fall to their death, right? And like the camera will actually
That's
like
the movie?
like all the movies are like this.
Yeah.
Where like somebody drives up alongside another vehicle and shoots the tires.
Yeah.
And they run flat. Right?
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So there's just like a lot of people spending a lot of energy to do things that don't work.
Yeah.
Right? And the entire world is like this, of people doing things for no fucking reason whatsoever and failing at that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Death Vu, yeah. And I was like, I like that a lot, because that's what my life is like. I'm always trying these things, and I can wind up getting run over by trucks.
Oh, dear. Yeah, but you keep doing it, because, like, what the one time you get the lucky shot on the engine, and the whole fucking rig blows up.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah!
It worked!
It worked! Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, that's probably related to, Elizabeth Colbert's book, The Sixth Extinction. The final chapter is about, I forget what the title is, but it's something like the bad gene, right? Or the insane gene, which is what she characterizes humans as having. And she's like, we display a lot of behaviors that you don't see in other animals. Or one particular behavior, which is you will see a bunch of, like, say, Polynesians make a boat and sail off over the horizon and are never seen again. And other people will be like, I wonder what happened to those people.
Let's go find out.
Yeah. They must be having an awesome time somewhere. Let's go and find out.
It's like, oh, they all died.
Yeah. And that happens constantly. And that's how we wound up here. Is that we just go out and do suicidally stupid stuff. And sometimes it works out. And it works out often enough.
Well, it's
that
weirdly that it's that it's been successful so far. So.
Yeah, and when we see other animals do that, like in German documentary director Werner Herzog's documentary about Antarctica, well, anyway, I forget what it's called, but there's a penguin researcher that he talks to who is very terse, right? And who's like, please, I don't want to talk with more documentarians about my penguins. Just leave me with my penguins who don't talk to me. But every once in a while, there is a penguin who will just like kind of like look at the group and look off at the center of the continent and be like,
peace,
and run for the center of the continent. Right? And they used to go out and try to bring them back and put them back with the group, and they'd just be like, oh, thanks, and run off again. And once they get it into their heads that they don't want to be with the group, they will just wander off again and again and again until you stop going back for them and they starve to death. Right? Or freeze. Right? And we recognize that behavior in penguins as self-destructive, but in ourselves we call it adventurous and see it as romantic. Right?
Yeah, they might just be doing what we did, before we had tools.
Yeah.
And then it ended up working, because one time a guy ran to the center of the continent and he had a stick.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Would you like to welcome subs?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go do that. Because this
anyway, I guess the point of that conversation was fail upwards.
Yeah.
Failure isn't always failure.
It's like fall up the stairs.
Yeah, which is actually a question I wanted to talk to Extra Credits guy, James from Extra Credits.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I wanted to ask when we had him on Desert Bus, but I never got the chance to ask him the question, which was, are there games that make failure a core mechanic?
Ooh.
That make trying something and failing and then coming back at it again?
Dark Souls?
Maybe.
I mean,
but actually, like,
people
reward failure.
Yeah, because Dark Souls doesn't really reward failure, and people...
It tolerates failure.
Yeah, well, it also, like, people say that the game is a lot of trial and error, except that, like, if you really pay attention, it does telegraph almost everything. There are some bullshit stuff.
Meat Boy, I'm seeing people say Meat Boy, Braid, Rogue Legacy. Right, Rogue Legacy.
Oh, yeah! Rogue Legacy hella rewards failure.
Enter the Gungeon?
Yeah. Well, like, a lot of roguelikes probably do that, where it's just like, yeah, you fucked up, but you made an inch of progress that will carry forward.
Yeah, Antechamber, Stanley Parable. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Anyway, let's welcome subs. Foxmar320 has cheered us with 105 bits, saying Alex and Cam.
Bits.
Pete Simpson cheered us with 250 bits.
Thank you.
Hi, Cam and Alex. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Incantadio subscribed for 39 months in a row. Whoa!
Wow. Mavrand has cheered us with 100 bits, saying it doesn't contextualize how much of a nerd you are, Alex. We already knew.
Jim Rabbit for 31 months. Thank you for distracting me from my horrible family.
Hey, thank you for distracting
Holidays.
me from whatever's on the other side of these curtains. Niv Mizzet, Draco Genius, resubscribed for 3 months in a row, saying not going to lie. This is one of my favorite games, despite how buggy it is.
Same. Go Amp Dog, 100 bits. 100 bits to stock.
Couldn't pick a username has cheered with 50 bits, saying I ironically love Blur. So do I, dude.
This username has numbers supreme. Team against the lethal Kevin eradication rays. Also 1/3 of a sub baby.
Congrats. 232 has cheered us with 3,000 bits.
The bits. Buddy O'Brad is subbed for 2 months. Welcome.
No More of That just joined us. Welcome, No More of That.
And so did Demigod Chaos. Thank you for the new sub.
Yeah. Nova Spectre subscribed for the 2nd month, saying Question mark.
GG Chrono resub for the 2nd month. Happy to support you guys however I can.
Solemn Storm just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Solemn Storm.
Silly One Now subscribed for 9 months in a row. Sub baby!
Quiet Myth subscribed for 12 months in a row, saying 12 months. That's almost a year. That's almost $20.
That's exactly a year and more than $20.
Perfect.
And,
Engbjerg?
Is 2 months. I'm not entirely new anymore.
Welcome. We're glad you are not entirely
Haphazard
new
Haberdashery. The people are made of meat for 18 months in a row.
Morrissey's Chin has just subscribed. Welcome, Morrissey's Chin. I loved your second. I loved Meat is Murder.
Eli806 subscribed for 35 months. Y'all are making my miserable Thanksgiving with intolerant family so much better.
Oh, we do what we can. Donoggin just subscribed for 14 months in a row saying, whoop, whoop, 14 months.
Whoop, whoop! Hong Kong Foozy for 3 months. Sweet jacket, Alex.
WavesDog47 resubscribed for a second month saying, thanks for the cool vids, guys. Keep partying on. Will do.
If, ands, or sub for 3 months. Pro tip, don't punch explosives, comrade.
Depends what your end goal is. Kai the Iron Hound resub for a 15th month saying, thanks for the streams. You're welcome.
Less kunks than estimated has cheered us with 50 bits. Really appreciate the insight on a longtime favorite of mine, even back since my high school days. Oh. This did come out in 2007, so.
Wow. Comrade09 resub for the 39th month.
Wow. The Flan Man with 50 bits, or Flan Man 5. I love you guys enough to watch ads for you, even though I subbed. Damn it, McDonald's. Mickey D's.
The Man with No Name has cheered us with 500 bits. Thank you very much.
Contiguous Kitty Cat for 23 months. Talking Simulator is the best simulator.
Aw. Wade C. Lawson subscribed for the 23rd month, saying, thankful for LLR this year. Pro tier.
Wonder Moo with 500 bits. The bits!
Gravity Pike resubscribed for the 32nd month in a row, saying,
nope. Nope! That was my entire experience playing Misery. Nope!
Is that what you say just before you die?
Yeah. You just before you die and before you get beaten to death with your own rifle psychically wielded by a controller, you go nope. Yeah, that happened. Technicium 98 is a new sub. Welcome.
Hygram just subscribed for the 10th month in a row, saying blowout soon, blowout soon, stalker.
Asterisk Mike for 19 months. Hooray, a stream where I'm not at work.
Overlord Stoll has resubbed for the 18th month, saying, man, you guys were in the zone tonight.
Zinkus for 2 months. Woo Cam and Alex lures top streaming tag team.
Zanzibar has resubbed for the 34th month.
Dionychus, 24?
Yep.
14 months, almost a year.
Man, best dinosaur. Less skunks than estimated has also just cheered us with 70 bits, saying it's less skunks than estimated. Sorry, it's a little hard to read. I think we got it.
Oh, I got it that time. Mm-hmm. It's because it doesn't do the intercaps in the...
Yeah.
There you go. Less skunks. Or less kunks.
Yeah.
I almost got it.
Fewer kunks than estimated.
You must acquire additional kunks. Like, I don't think you can say that, man.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us here.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Just hang out and play more stuff.
No, I'm going to go home, but
okay.
I was looking for something that I might play on my home stream. If I can run this on my computer, we'll see.
Okay.
Because it might be hilarious to watch me get the shit kicked out of me.
Well, I guess the nice thing about a Stalker is that since it's from '07...
It should run pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's not optimized very well.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like a memory hog.
Yeah, maybe. But I was able to run it on max settings with no problems.
Oh, okay.
Out of the box. But so we'll see. All right. Once again, this stream
is
brought to you by you. You did this.
Way to go.
Generous patrons and donators and subs. Thank you so much for making this happen. We will be back tomorrow evening with Commander game.
Yeah, I called dibs on the Esper Red Commander. What's her name? The one that comes with 3 Thopters?
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't remember what her name is.
Yeah, I forget what her name is, but I'm totally running that.
Yeah. And there's no live on Saturday because we're shooting a thing.
Friday nights, yeah.
But
they know.
Oh, okay.
Brea, yeah.
Yeah, because we're shooting Friday nights. But we will resume on Monday. And who knows? Once I get myself recombobulated, Vox Lunch will be back at some point. So
okay.
Take care of yourselves and take care of one another.
Yeah, exactly. You're the only ones who can.
I mean, we're not going to do it for you. Well, yeah, we'll do our best. What is that above your pay grade? Get out of town. Get out. Get out of town. Love you all.
Yeah.
Take care.